from St. George's. And, well, I don't have to ask you, you lot of four.
We, of course, are for the only team that matters, St. George's!
How long have you guys been in this spot? Is this a camp that you have every year?
This is the camp we have every year. Well, actually one spot over this year, but that's okay. We're here. We're all about the atmosphere, the environment. So I think you can put us anywhere, Kristen. There's a blue and blue camp. We're sticking up for St. George's, and that's all that matters.
What did you do to get your camp ready? I see some pallets here. You got a little riser. You got a bar.
Mostly for us, because we're busy, so we try and make sure that we represent what team it is we're for. We do have people that come into our tent that are for Somerset. They're welcome to come, and they get hydrated and stuff, but this is a St. George's camp.
And you don't arrest these Somerset people coming in this camp?
Well, they made me make sure to be neutral today. Don't arrest anybody. I actually took holiday, so I take holiday when it's in St. George's. Blue and blue all the way.
Blue and blue?
All the way.
Through and through, yes. Thank you for letting me come into your camp. And you posted an Emancipation Day message today because at the end of the day, yes, it's a fun time, but we have to remember the reason for the season. So tell me a bit about what you said in your message.
Yes, I basically said for everyone to have a good time as we celebrate Emancipation Day, and that my department, the Department of Community and Culture, is working tirelessly to ensure that through promoting our hero, national hero, Mary Prince, the abolitionist, who has the honor of being the symbol for the emancipation and the abolition of slavery, that unless as a people we know where we came from, we will not know where we're going. And so my ministry is working tirelessly to bring our history, our complete history, the history of all Bermudians, those of us who came from slavery. We are the descendants of slavery. They are making certain that that history gets told so that Bermuda understands what all peoples had to do in terms of making Bermuda the great island that it is today.
Yes. On three, I think we should all say Happy Emancipation Day. 1, 2, 3.
Happy Emancipation Day.
We're going to throw it back to the fashion stage and to Nika Eve. Be back with you soon.
All right, the fashion continues right here at Colt Match 2019. Now my next model, yes, I said model, is Miss Sophia. Sophia, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. It's hot, but I'm good.
Girl, aren't we all hot? So I have to ask you, what are you wearing and who was your stylist for today?
I'm my own stylist always.
Okay.
I try to pick my own fashion just because I don't think you should be like anybody else. You should be like yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't even know where I got this outfit from, actually. I just found it in my closet. I have so much clothes.
So if you could describe what you're wearing, like if you was on the catwalk, how would you describe what you're wearing?
Chic, but cute.
I like that, chic but cute, not showing too much skin, I'd safe to say. One more question, Miss Sophia. What team are you for? Be careful how you answer this question.
St. George's.
St. George's! Pop, pop, pop. Now, I told my friends watching that I'm going to be slightly biased to St. George's, but let me give Somerset fans a shout out. Hey, Somerset. St. George's! Pop, pop, pop! All day!
Now, wait a minute. Let's stop the game. Let's pause it. Because right now, we got some fire on this stage. Check this. Look at her. Do a turn for us. She is bringing the heat to Colt Match. You hear me? She is bringing the heat. What is your inspiration for today?
Life.
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 So what does that say about your outfit?
Hey, I'm on fire. I love to dress. I do. I love stuff that is different. You know, I'm not one that gets what everyone else has.
Now, I already know who your team is. It's Somerset, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's the winning team.
Mm-hmm. From birth.
So how long have you been a fan of Somerset?
From birth.
From birth. You hear that? Somerset again.
Life. All my life.
So for the people that's watching, what do you tell them about today to get them out here?
It's all about the gathering. It's all about coming together and just having a good time. Seeing friends, old friends, meeting new friends, enjoying a bit of cricket. But, you know, come on down.
Come on down. You hear that? Come on down and enjoy today's festivities. It is live, baby. Channel 82. Keep it locked.
Go St. George's! Perfect!
Team Somerset!
Okay, I'm here in the bleachers up very high up here in between two Somerset St. George's supporters. St. George's. It got me all frazzled up here on these bleachers. But yes, you have been, I guess, a St. George's supporter your whole life.
Definitely, all my life.
How often you come to the game? Every year?
Every single year.
Both Somerset and St. George's?
Both Somerset and St. George's.
Blue and blue.
Blue and blue, all the way.
Through and through.
Through and through.
So what brings you here to Bermuda for Cup Match?
Cup Match, Somerset, ew.
Awesome. So what do you plan to do for the rest of the day? Have you played crown and anchor? Are you eating the fish? What are you doing?
I might do crown and anchor, but I'm just going to keep sipping on my swizzle.
Swizzle sounds like a good idea.
Yes.
Well, enjoy. I'm so glad you're here in Bermuda.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so you all know I'm blue and blue through and through, but look what they've bookended me with today. What's going on? Who do we have here?
It's good to support the winning team, honey.
You heard that? You heard that shit?
This is a beautiful event. I'm learning a lot of your history, and you folks got a beautiful country, so congratulations. Whoever wins, everyone's going to win.
Absolutely.
Good? It's all good?
It's good. He's right. At the end of the day, this is about celebrating our emancipation celebration. It's about coming together as a people. Yes, I'm blue and blue, you're red and blue, but hey, it's all about Cup Match today.
So are you guys enjoying the first day of Cup Match here at Crown and Anchor?
Always enjoying Cup Match.
Yeah?
Day one, day two, always enjoying it.
All right, so how are you making out at the table?
So far up a few hundred.
Which is very unusual.
I'm down about $200, so I'm not doing so well.
And how long have you guys been here?
About 30 seconds.
St. George's, Somerset. All right, awesome guys. Have so much fun and good luck.
All right, cool. Thank you.
All right, you're watching Channel 82. We're putting live from Wellington Oval here at St. George's Cricket Club. Big shout out to One Communications providing this excellent feed for everybody that's tuning in. You give them a shout out too. Without them, we wouldn't be able to watch it live. You wouldn't be able to watch me in my blue and blue here at Wellington Oval. Love Cup Match. Happy Cup Match to everybody.
4K ready box, cloud DVR storage, more local channels on every device in your home. Get more with FiberWire TV.
All this construction going on, Linders must be getting ready for Cup Match. They gotta be for Somerset. They look like they're making 2 spots for every one car. Now where's these Doritos? I need to get up out of here. Well, what do we have heard? You're buying blue, you're buying red. It's gotta be that time of year. Play.
Bermuda, have a safe and happy Cup Match.
I know I'm overweight and now my blood pressure is getting higher. At my last visit to the doctor, she mentioned that my cholesterol is also high. My doctor wanted me to come back more frequently and I wanted to work with her, but I can't afford the copay or my medicine.
Imagine a Bermuda where copays are affordable and every person can access the care they need. A message from the Ministry of Health.
All right, I'm just going to interview the committee. Yeah, just give me a few minutes. I'll come to you. Welcome back to Wellington Oval and Cup Match 2019. It's a beautiful day here. The score, St. George declared on 297 for 6. 297 for 6. And Second innings is about to begin. Welcome back once again. We have with us, before the match starts, the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Steve Corbishley. Did I say that right?
Absolutely spot on. I've been here a year now and people are getting it right.
Right. Happy Cup match to you, sir.
Happy Cup match to you too.
This is your second?
Second.
First in St. George?
First in St. George, Somerset last year.
First of all, what do you think of Cup match?
It's fantastic. The setup's been brilliant. I know the club president has had a really tough week getting things sorted. We've been involved in helping him, and it's just great to see so many people, lots of colour, and some good cricket.
So 3/4 of the first day, are my people behaving?
Yeah, your people are behaving.
All right, that's what I want to hear.
And there's good swizzle here this year as well.
You wouldn't find bad swizzle.
No, never find
no
bad.
such thing as bad swizzle.
No such thing as bad. Just strong and not so strong.
Oh, yes. So your first Cup match was last year. I mean, what do you think of the event?
I mean, it's getting better every year, and I think for Bermuda and the international attraction, a Cup match is fantastic because Cup match is community, grassroots, people together celebrating, but people come and see our beautiful island, they come and visit, they get into the swing of things, they can celebrate, and we show our best colours here today.
Absolutely.
Whether they be blue or red and blue.
So you're a cricket fan?
Yeah. When I grew up in Manchester, and I used to go and watch. I'm a city.
Well done,
Commiss. I used to go and watch Lancashire play.
Yeah.
Used to watch England play. We had Old Trafford down in Manchester. When I lived in London, went to Lord's, the Oval. So, and I like Cup match because it's tight. I remember going to watch the test matches, and they go on for a few days.
Yes.
This is much better, much more exciting.
That's right. So before the game starts, give us some words that you want to pass on to the community, that you want to make sure that everyone hears, coming from the man himself, the man in charge of securing and keeping everybody safe.
Well, the one thing about sport is it brings everybody together, whether it be black, white, whether it be Bermudian, and it's a way of celebrating. Bermuda is a phenomenal, beautiful, fantastic country, and whilst we're here to watch cricket, we're here to drink a few things. Above all, we're here to be a community, and the community that is Bermuda.
That's right. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah,
that goes without saying.
It goes without saying, and to be honest, people are. There's less, and people are getting familiar with it, and there's loads of support out there, and obviously public transport and whatever. But I enjoy a drink as much as the next man.
Sure.
So today, let your hair down and enjoy the holidays.
Right. Just be good. That's
be
all.
good.
That's right.
Be good.
Thank you.
If you're not good, just don't get caught.
That's right. We've had the pleasure of talking to the Police Commissioner, Mr. Stephen Corbishley. Happy Cup match to you, sir.
Happy Cup match.
Enjoy today. You're working all day today and tomorrow.
All day and tomorrow. You lot have a fantastic time, and you're doing a good job.
Thank you very much. Well, that means a lot. We're grateful for that. Happy Cup match to you again. Thank you very much. So the game is about to resume. Somerset are opening up with Chris Douglas and Taryn Frey. They are chasing 297 for 6, which was set. And opening the bowling was Justin Pitcher, coming in now, right arm over the wicket. And the first ball from Chris Douglas is cracked right around to the square leg boundary for 6. Well, what a way to open up.
He did it last year.
That's right. That's right.
Exact same
this
thing
young
last
man
year.
is fearless, you know. He plays to the crowd. He has an amazing talent, and that was a perfect example.
And he hasn't played a cricket game. Well, prior to the last week's trial match in over a month.
Yeah, doesn't need to. He's just got that level of talent.
In your eyes.
6 runs, first ball. Fantastic. That's the excitement of Cup match. So Justin Pitcher bowling from the northern end here, coming in now, bowling with 3 slips, a cover point, an extra cover, a mid-off, a silly mid-on. This one goes right through down the leg side. Umpire on duty at that end is Mr. Alex Knight, and at square leg right now is Mr. Emerson Carrington. Fielding at silly mid-on is Mackay Simmons. We have on the square leg boundary Rodney Trott, and then we have a backward square leg and young McGowan, the Colt. Justin Pitcher again, right arm over, and bowls, and Douglas flicks that one off his pads. No, McGowan's behind the stumps, I'm sorry. No, that's Wilson behind the stumps. McGowan's down here, that's correct. They're both about the same height, build. But of course, Wilson's a specialist wicketkeeper. So, well, not a specialist wicketkeeper anymore because he just did a spectacular, he put on a spectacular display of batting just now.
Try to get that out of the sun.
Not yet, but no, I got to put this in the garbage.
Trash ball.
Behind. Seven without loss. This one is overthrown as it gets pushed out towards
cover point.
Yeah, out into the covers, and pitcher ran out there and fielded himself, trying to cut off a single. They ended up getting one, and they end up getting two with the overthrow. So that's 2 to Terran Frey, the right-hander. So Frey has 2. He's taking strike now. As Justin pitcher is in. Right arm over the wicket. 3 slips, a cover point, extra cover, mid-off, silly mid-on, a mid-on. And he's beaten a beautiful ball. A beautiful delivery. Frey was beaten, all ends up.
That would give him something to think about.
Yeah. Beautiful delivery. A lovely day down here, Bernews. Nice breeze blowing across the field. I want to say a special good afternoon to the good folks at One Communications.
Yes.
One Communications. Anyone that is watching this match anywhere in the world, they have One Communications to thank. We're going to tell you a bit more about that momentarily. Justin pitcher is in. Ooh, another beautiful ball. So Terran Frey raised his bat and watched that one go by, but it was pitched outside the off stump and swung back and went over the stumps. Beautiful delivery.
Good eye.
And that's the end of the first over. It's lucky. 9 without loss.
You say, D, good eye?
That's a good eye. That's batting.
Yeah, no, he's very lucky.
That's batting.
He's
That's
lucky,
just inches over the bills.
It's lucky.
Yeah.
So we were talking about One Communication. So those of you who are listening to us on the radio, our signal now is brought to you, is carried back to our studios at Hot 107.5 via the internet. And so we have high speed internet that is taking this signal back to Hot 107.5 in Hamilton over wire. So there's no there's no antenna, there's no dish, there's nothing. We're going back. There's no microwave antenna upstairs. There's a wire that is carrying our signal back into Hamilton. That's courtesy of One Communications. If you want to know why our signal is so clear, that's because of One Communications. Those of you who are watching the television broadcast, that is on One Communications because they are responsible for carrying the signal from St. George's all the way to Hamilton and then throughout the island on cable, One Communications on Channel 82. They're responsible for that. Those of you who are watching the stream and it's clear, you have One Communications to thank for that because they are also carrying the signal from here back to that Bernews is carrying. They are responsible for providing the internet that is carrying the stream out of St. George's to the world. We have One Communications to thank for providing such fantastic support to this event. So, and I can't thank them enough for the fantastic job that they have done. We thanked Corby Fox earlier, there's Shireen Outerbridge, and a whole crew over there at One Communications who are responsible for making sure that this match is broadcast to the world.
Remiss if you don't mention the guys like Eddie in the field.
That's right.
Also my man Seward, a.k.a. Punky. I don't know if you want me to say that or not.
I'll stick with Seward.
Now that's going to be a joke now before the boys back in. But no, these guys, we've been doing site visits showing, for about 3 weeks, especially for this venue, but we've been around the island for all the other venues, and there have been so much help.
It's Zico Burgess now who's bowling this one. Beautiful ball outside the off stump, moving away, and Chris Douglas was beaten by that one. Yeah, we just want to thank One Communications, and we'll talk about it again, but we want to thank them because they have a fantastic, reliable network. They've had great staff, and they have just been fantastic throughout this whole process. Can't thank them enough. Zico Burgess, bowling from directly below our sports microphone. Right arm over the wicket to the left-hander Chris Douglas. Douglas was hit up in the chest. Hit up in the chest. Trying to hook that one. It doesn't touch the bat. It just hit him in the chest, and he's got to rub it.
That's what you call take one for the team.
And he better massage that, because he'll find a message from that ball when he gets in tonight. Gotta rub it. Don't try and play tough.
Where do these stripes come from? Oh, that's what it was.
All the tough fellas in the grave, man.
You see the trainer run out. Give him a cool spray.
Spray.
That's when you get home and say, no, honestly, it's not a hickey, it's a ball. It's a ball.
No, it's a ball. It's a ball.
That sounds like a Dean story.
No.
That sounds like a Dean minor story.
No. But Sean, I just want to go back to what we talked about One Communication. Some of our fields are not equipped to do what we want to do as far as getting the fiber, to get the internet. A lot of clubs don't really have the service that we would like. And when we partnered with One Communication last year, and when we said what we wanted to do, half of them looked at us like, you guys have got to be crazy. Yeah. Because the amount of wire we have to run.
But they do it.
And it's like, okay, it's done.
That's right.
You know, and when we showed the vision to the marketing department, and Shireen and everybody, she says, Jay, we're going to get the guys together. And from the CEO all the way down, they've done everything that we could ever wish for. And I mean, some of these areas we were running probably close to 300 feet worth, almost 400 feet worth.
Look at St. David's.
Oh,
St. David's was 900 feet.
900 feet.
To make sure that we were able to bring the county game to Bermuda.
Because remember, we was on top of Lords.
Yes. Wow, that's
13
amazing.
without losses to score. No, they've done a fantastic job. A fantastic job. But Zico Burgess, right arm over to the left-hander Chris Douglas. And Douglas turns this one off of his pads through mid-wicket. They go through for a comfortable single. And Douglas moves on to 11. And the score is now 14 without loss.
Bear in mind, these guys, record partnership last year.
Yeah.
Frey and Douglas.
That's right.
Is that right? Yes,
Yep,
that's right.
They did. And Chris did the same thing he did last year.
Yeah.
First ball.
I don't like it.
First ball he hit for 4. This time was 6.
Yep.
It's the same exact thing.
It's got something against first ball.
They have
Puts the pressure right back on him.
totally contrasting styles, totally contrasting approaches to this game.
I tell you, it reminds me of that. We wait for the ball.
Zico Burgess again, right arm over the wicket to the right-hander, Terran Frey. He delivers, and Frey watches that one go by. Raises his bat and watches that one go by. And it goes right through to Tamiko Wilson, the wicket-keep standing back.
It's a special mindset to have that confidence. The late Glenn Blakeney had that exact same mindset. I don't care what ball you bowl, when you bowl it, where it is in the innings, I'm going to hit you.
Yeah. He was just a destroyer. Zico Burgess. And this one shorter and moves into the chest of Terran Frey. And that's the end of the second over. End of the second over.
That could be demoralizing for a bowler. You think you're coming in, you're doing something special, and it could just take the confidence right out of you.
Yeah, and that's all it is. It's just reversing it.
Yeah.
It's a psychological thing where you just go ahead and reverse it. You know, you walk down the wicket or you do something just to take him off his whole game plan. It's definitely a cat and mouse game. And some batsmen just right from the outset have that nerve.
Yep.
I mean, you're talking about the guys like Glenn and these sort of batsmen that have that nerve to just say, I'm going to go ahead right from ball one.
Yeah. Vice versa. You had bowlers like that. I remember Pace Edwards.
Yep.
He would basically talk to you every ball.
Yeah.
And tell you what it's going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this, Sean. I'm going to hit you in your chest, and you're going to like it.
And he did. Justin pitcher again, right arm over. And it's a bumper.
Ooh.
Justin and Chris Douglas moved out of the way. And the umpire, Mr. Knight, gives the signal of a warning. rules that have developed over the last few years is that those balls are managed.
The West Indian rule. That's what I call it.
They're the ones that is responsible for having the control. Shot. Douglas drives at that one. He gets an outside edge, and it runs down to the third man boundary for 4.
The likes of Andy Holding, Andy Roberts, Michael Holding, Joe Garner, Malcolm Marshall.
Right.
Man, it just kept,
brutal,
it just kept coming. It just kept coming.
Brutal.
Patrick Patterson, man, he just kept coming.
Unbelievable.
Hey, Keku, you got rid of him. Oh, another one?
Another one.
And what DJ Kelly says, and another one? Another one?
Brutal. All up in your chest. Pitcher again, right arm over, he bowls in. Chris Douglas is forward defensively. Batting pad together. There's no run.
In those days, the batsmen didn't have all the armor they have now. I mean, they have a pad for almost every bone on the body.
Yeah. They didn't even have helmets, really, until these fellas started to become more and more aggressive. But you had those West, and they even not only just the West Indies, you had Australia.
Yep.
Jeff Thompson and Dennis Lilly.
Dennis Lilly, yeah.
As Justin pitches this one right up on the back of Chris Douglas, and he's forward defensive.
Dean, who's the fastest you faced?
I know what he's going to say. Dean and I played under 14. That's when I was at my peak. Dean and I were teammates. George's under 14s in the youth league.
Say Troy Harper?
No, Troy weren't fast.
Joe Gardner.
There you go. Well, you didn't even mention Garner, did not.
But Joe wasn't that fast.
But he had height.
He had height.
6'8", and his arms were another 6 feet. So
Malcolm was
coming from the clouds.
Ski.
Yeah.
Ski.
Malcolm was quicker than him.
Who was the quickest I ever faced? That's a very good question.
Do you remember the guy from Canada? Was he from Canada? Many years ago when he was in the youth squad. They called him Baby Joe Garner Jr. Big Bird.
Is that Cindy?
I believe it was,
Pitcher again. Right arm around. He starts his run, but Chris Douglas wasn't ready, and so he has to stop and start again.
No, I'll tell you the quickest I faced. I was 15 years old.
See? Told you.
Adrian King.
Oh, Adrian King.
That was the youth squad played against the St. George's Cup match team. Yeah.
I could tell you, I was probably about 14. We was playing a Thursday afternoon game.
Pitcher. Chris Douglas. Douglas drives at that one. He's beaten outside the off stump, playing completely across the line of the ball.
You remember, Dean, we was playing Thursday afternoon games. The hotel. Kenny Phillips first came to the island.
Oh, yeah. Kenny was here.
And when the ball came across, it made all this noise. I said, whoops.
Yeah. The flutter.
I said, whoops. I got to hit that.
That's the end of the second over. Third over. Yep, it's been the end of 3 overs. And the score here at Wellington Oval is that Somerset are 18 without loss after 3 overs. 18 without loss after 3 overs. In reply to St. George, 297 for 6 declared. In reply, Somerset are 18 without loss. 18 without loss. It's going to be Zico Burgess. Zico Burgess to blow from the southern end, directly below our sports microphone. Below our sports microphone.
Ooh.
Good ball.
Good ball.
Right up in his chest.
Good areas.
When we watched him last week in the trial, brought a lot of bouncers, but it was not effective. They're wide outside the off stump, going over the batsman. That is a more directed bouncer. That's the way you want to build a bounce, underneath the batsman's chin. You want the batsman to move, sway, duck, fall on the ground, something.
Short, moving into the right-hander from outside the off stump. And Frey just turns it around to short forward square leg. There's no run. Still 18 without loss.
And I think it's very important right now, especially for the St. George's bowlers, continuously asking questions for the batsman.
meaning that, you know, get them to play every ball, make them play every ball. No free ball. You only got limited amount of time. Just make them play. Look to make them play.
Zico Burgess again, right arm over, short, and Frey pushes this one out to point. They think of a run, but decide against it, and it wasn't there. And correctly decided against it. 18 without loss. 3 overs have been bowled.
And I believe Frey and then Douglas will probably take one of the same approach, just trying to keep it straight, just trying to, you know, bat straight and just see off a bit of movement and get into their groove.
And again, Zico Burgess and Frey punches this one out into the covers, and they hustle through quickly for a single as it's picked up and it's overthrown. It's picked up out there by the fielder,
Douglas.
Alan Douglas Jr., and he tries to break the stumps at the wicketkeeper's end. There was no one there, and it ends up going through to the square leg boundary for 4.
Yeah, Simmons attempted, but yeah, that was hard.
Yeah. Two balls to go in this over. Zico Burgess starts at his run, starts from his mark. Right arm over, he bowls. This one goes right down the leg side. Chris Douglas raises his bat and watches it go through. No addition to the score. Burgess again, right arm over. Short and wide down the leg side and moving away. And the umpire, Mr. Emerson Carrington, calls it wide. So it's a wide ball. 24 without loss. One ball to go. Burgess, right arm over. He bowls short. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Short and very wide. That's almost like he's bowling on the other pitch. That's a super wide. You never got super overs?
Yeah.
That was a super wide. Shuffles across and plays that one defensively. And that's the end of the over. It's 25 without loss in reply to 2-9.
You know what it is, vote trivia. You guys are ready to answer some questions? Yeah. Got your Dutch Pops, lemonade flavor. Yep. I'm going to ask you guys some questions about cricket. You ready? You ready? Yeah. Okay. What does LBW stand for in cricket? One at a time, I know.
Leg before wicket. What he said.
I don't know how we keep finding people like this. What he said. Leg before wicket.
Yeah. Leg before wicket. Leg before wicket.
You guys have a favorite cup match player?
Yes.
Who's your favorite cup match player?
My dad. My brother, Jacoby.
Jacob is your brother?
Mm-hmm. Malachi Jones, even though I'm not for Somerset. Malachi Jones.
What he bowls?
Pace.
There you have it, folks. Well, with the kids, it's cup match time. Enjoy yourself, but keep it locked.
Welcome back. Justin Pitcher now runs in past umpire Knight. Well, just outside the off stump, beats the man. The keeper doesn't collect it cleanly, looking to go for 2, and they get 2. 2 buys. Score now is 27 without loss. Terran Frey, he's on 7. Chris Douglas on 15. What you can do if you can do?
That's a piece of work.
What you gonna do? Pitcher. That is a beautiful shot by Terran Fraze. He flicks it off his pads. At least one for that, down to fine leg. Frey now on 8. 28 without loss. At our advantage point on the eastern end, a lot of former players walk across us. Former Somerset player, Corey Hill.
Yeah.
Incidentally enough, we was talking about Glenn Blakeney. First ball of cup match. I believe, pull up that year.
Yeah, it was Corey.
Yeah, it was Corey.
Yeah. 2006.
Up against Somerset Cricket Club.
Yep. I think it was 2006, yeah.
Justin pitching around the wicket to the left-hander. He's playing on the inside. Going to get at least a couple of runs there because the man's got to come all the way from the square leg boundary, which is trot. So they get 2. 2 more for Douglas. So another former Somerset player, Curtis Jackson, the coach of Cleveland. And, you know, he's proud. He's telling me they're going to get the cup back, you know, this year. So, you know, the banter that you get around this time, right after cup match, then everything is going to be switched again now to Eastern County.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It should be our next game, actually. But actually, we have a Western County game before that. We'll talk more about more of our schedule, our summer schedule. Douglas, 17. Pitcher's bowling to 2 slips, a man to Gali, man backward point, and the covers. Mid off. Pitcher around the wicket. This one's just shorter. Looking to turn it off his legs again. Beats the man at sealing it on, which is Simmons. So one more. The fielders were changed due to the left-right combination. It also tries to get the bowler off balance when you're talking about line. Pitcher's coming over the wicket to the right-hander. That's a good ball from pitcher. Pounded into the wicket, but it darted into the midsection of Frey and lets it get into him, and no chance of a stroke. That's the over. Pitcher has bowled 3 overs, no maidens, none for 10. So Dean, we had talked about it. Let me see if we can pull it up for you.
I was just going to give a brief profile on the 2 batsmen that are actually there, Jay.
Hit me.
All right, so we got Chris Douglas. He's age 29. His specialist position is open bat. His county clubs he's played for is Willicott, St. David's, and Devonshire Rack.
Yep.
He's represented Bermuda. And the years that he's done it is 2001 to 2014. He's played in 11 cup matches, and his highest score is 74.
Yep.
That is the profile of Chris Douglas.
But the face delivers from Zico Burgess. Once he's stretching forward, open up the blade. He's coming off the bat, going towards backward of point where Alan Douglas gets the ball in quick. He was talking about Glenn Smith hitting Corey Hill against the Somerset Cricket Club, 2002. Burgess again to Douglas. This one's good ball from Burgess. Douglas on the back foot. We talked about cycles of each team holding and retaining a cup. You know, and many folks would think Somerset had the cup for quite a while. But remember, St. George's has the longest reign, 19 years.
Yeah.
I believe Kevin Bummy Simons was the captain during that time. And it was the 1979 team that put an end to that, and they just celebrated their anniversary.
That's right.
The other day.
That's right.
Which was captained by Randy Horton.
That's right.
To see some of those players that were there.
Amazing.
But also the late Sad Brown.
Yes.
Involved in that team. Okay. Burgess. That's a good ball from Burgess, and now it's getting the ball to move a bit off the wicket with this cross seam. Go ahead.
Very interesting. You know, you talk about the '79 team. I had a word with one of my mentors, Mr. Vincent Coach.
Yes.
And he was telling me, he was giving me a little bit of history about what went on in that '79 team and how they reclaimed the cup back. I'll tell you in a minute.
Burgess. That was pitched up, a beautiful shot by Douglas, but a better stop by the captain, Ronald Can. So leading from the front. Go ahead.
Yeah, and as the story goes, Trott had a wonderful tour in England, but he didn't bowl on the first day, and on the second day he bowled, and he was absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, he was on par.
I do have the scorecard. I'm gonna bring it tomorrow.
Yeah, please do.
There's a few other things in there that
yeah, he you know, in his conversation with me, he was like, you know, on the first day, and he was talking about the mentality of players. He said on the first day, you know, Mr. Horton, Randy didn't bowl him as much, you know, and he came off an excellent tour with the ICC, whereas, you know, they came second and they didn't get a chance to go to the World Cup. So what had actually happened?
They reached the semis that year.
That's right. They reached the semis. But he had a phenomenal tour. So actually, what had happened was on the first day he didn't bowl as much, and it didn't get him down. But he kept his head in the game. And when he had the opportunity to bowl on the second day, and you know, we were talking about the mentality. He says, I was ready. Yeah. I didn't get upset. I didn't get frustrated. But when my team needed me and they called me, I was ready. And he says, and when I bowled, it was me. It was all about, you know, doing what I needed to do for my team. So to hear these stories, and Mr. Trott, man, Ralph, man, I mean, I just pick every time I see him, he's got something for me.
Exactly.
He's always got something for me. So he takes me and he makes me think about, you know, different. I said, man, we got to earn sports psychologists here, because he'll make you think. Listen, you know, how good do you want to be? Yeah. You know, just little things that will make you think. Yeah. Amazing man, absolutely an amazing man.
There's going to be a change of bowling from the western end. The Colt, Mackay McGowan. As he runs in right arm over. This one is a Yorker length, pitched up. Ray digging it out. The 40th anniversary of the 1979 team, and they had a dinner a few weeks ago at Henry VIII.
That's right.
And also the Channel 82 had an opportunity to interview a few of those guys.
Yeah.
So the stories, though, the stories.
Oh yeah.
And Moon Woods, who's the technical director and co-owner of Channel 82, not much into cricket or whatnot, but when we had a meeting the next day, he said, I could have just brought Mr. Horton because he had so many stories.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing.
Also a former commentator for many years.
That's right. Was Colin Blades was in that, yeah?
Yep.
Mr. Blades was in that team as well.
Another good friend of ours, Barry Kudo. Yeah. The picture, I think I've got it on my phone.
I've got it on my phone.
I've got it on my phone, just thinking about it now. Mackay McGowan to Frey. That one pitched up to Frey. Frey's playing back to McGowan.
We also see the reserve coming on. Missouri Painter. He's just come on. He's feeling underneath the bed. I think Mackay Simmons, he's going off to get some
He looked
treatment.
a bit ginger just now. I saw it.
He's going off to get some treatment for his finger.
That was the attempted throwdown from Alan Douglas. McGowan, that one pitched on the off stump, turned around to back of the square, beats the man underneath the helmet. There's Painter. And he gets it in, gets for 2. So 2 for Frey. He's now double figures. He's on 10. Scores 33 without loss. 33 without loss. Good afternoon to Miss Jaya. One of my nieces walking by. All I can hear is uncle, uncle. Sean can't be calling me that. Another good ball, slower ball from McGowan. It's good to see this young man has a variation, not just speed and pounding. We're going to see him a couple of weeks also. Playing for Cleveland County, who once again they are up in the next round. Challengers against the St. David's Warriors. McGowan again. Right arm over. Pass umpire Knight. This one's going down the leg side. He allows it to go through. Just trying to get his line right.
And Jace, I have a very interesting background for McGowan profile. He's 26 years of 26 years of age. Specialist. He's a bowling. Plays for Cleveland County Club. Cleveland County as well. He's been a part of. He's represented Bermuda. And I have another interesting fact when he finishes.
McGowan, the one's pitch on the leg, so I'm afraid getting a bat to it. The keeper has to run to his left. They get at least one. So 34 now. 34 without loss. That's the end of the over. 7 overs have been completed.
And McGowan has been a very interesting inclusion into the Cup match team because this season he hasn't played a lot of league games. But he's played in trial matches, but he hasn't played any league games.
I was surprised because I watched him Saturday. I wasn't that convinced Saturday, but they said the previous trial matches he was pretty dangerous. And they were looking for somebody to overlook the likes of George O'Brien, to overlook the likes of Kyle Hutzel, which these two bowlers have captured a lot of wickets in the last few years. They had the confidence in this young man to come into this match and produce for him.
Well, I think it was one of those questions of they were concerned. I think rumblings that I heard from, they were concerned about, Kyle's shoulder injury. Yep. And then also they were concerned about George's fitness for lasting for the 2 days. And how do you manage George for the next 2 days? So those were some of the things that I was hearing from the club. But with the inclusion of this young man, I think it took a huge step, meaning that, you've lost, this little boy, he's trained, he's showing a lot of interest. So, I think it was one of those steps to say, well, we're looking towards the future. He's a young man. So it could have been that.
Zico Burgess will continue. He's bowled 3 overs, giving up 18 runs. Going to Taryn Frey. He wants to turn on the onside, looking to get 1, but Zari Painter gets out of his crouch position. Going to 3 slips, made at point. Mid off, mid on. Man down on the long leg. .34. After St. George's posted 297 for 60 clear. That one for his flicking off the middle stump. Good timing. One more for that. He's in backwards. Square leg. Frey is on 11. Douglas is on 18. Chris Douglas can be very dangerous once he gets going. As now Zico Burgess runs in. So it's a short ball going down the leg. He just allows it to go through, coming in the match. These two batsmen very close in numbers. Dean?
Yes.
In the Somerset most runs of all time. Taryn Free coming in 18th with 422 runs. Chris Douglas coming in at 17th.
Oh, wow, neck and neck.
436.
Yeah. Good two batting. Yeah. They have a good understanding.
This one's played on the onside, on the on drive. And it's a good run for Justin Pitcher all the way from mid-off round to mid-on. Along with Steve and Outerbridge, these guys be looking to get into the 500 club.
Yeah. I don't see the communication between both of these batsmen. I've actually seen it grow and grow and grow. Really grow. Yeah. You don't see a lot of run-outs or miscommunication or anything like that.
I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Shot by Douglas. Driven out to the man at mid-off. Both of these guys, they're thinkers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though Chris is very aggressive, people underestimate how much he thinks about the game, positioning, what he wants to do with the ball. And Frey, very much the same.
Yeah. One of the profiles that I went ahead and put out, the question was best cup match memory. And Chris had said, every time I go to the crease, Taryn Free.
Yeah, that too.
Every time I go to the crease with Taryn Free. So that basically lets you know that's where his comfort lies, you know. And I always, you always see them communicating, they're always talking, always, it looks like it's always advice going back and forth.
And it doesn't matter what the situation is either.
No.
It never seems like these guys are hurried into shots. They never seem to be pressured by anything.
No, never.
They both just out there you know what? Let's have some fun.
Yeah, and I mean, it just reminds me of so many different opening partnerships that I've actually seen over the years during the cup match. And you see those guys just talking and analyzing and, so we've seen some phenomenal opening partnerships. Sarah Brown, Winston Reed. We've seen Alan Richardson, Randall Smith. When you talking about opening partnerships, guys that have actually, you can look at both of them and say, oh, wow.
What is that word? Partnership.
Partnerships, yeah.
Do together.
That's right. That's right.
Colt McGowan will continue. Conceded 2 runs in the first over. This is his second over. The one short and beautiful cut shot. Not a man move. Not a man move.
Taryn Frey.
He pounded the ball into the wicket. It stood up and Taryn Frey dispatched it to the cover point boundary for 4. I spoke about it earlier. The wicket, you pound it in, it's going to stand up.
Yes.
It's not going through as quick as we saw it last week.
That's right.
It's standing up. And the more it dries out, the more the ball's going to slow up once it gets into the wicket. McGowan to Frey. This one's wide outside the off stump. Cutting again, but off the bottom of the bat.
Jason, if I bet my house on the prediction of this pitch, I think I would have lost it. I thought it was staying at 10 tonight.
Yes.
I just thought it was going to be a bit more than this.
Well, what we saw last week.
Yeah.
It's predicated off what we saw last week.
It's played well.
I think they took some grass off.
It's really played well.
That's a good ball from McGowan. Direct on the middle stump. It's played on the onside. Zico Burgess has to run around from his middle position. But the batsman will cross for 1.
Yeah, this wicket has been a jam. It's been an absolute jam.
But I'll give you the question now. Would you have called this a bowler's wicket?
No, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have called it.
From what we've seen.
From what we've seen, no, I wouldn't.
I think he gave a little bit of assistance early.
Yeah.
And then it's been beautiful.
It's been
if you put your head down,
it's been a jam.
Runs are there.
Yeah, you technically saw it. It's been a jam.
Yeah. You haven't seen nothing that's going low. Nothing out of the ordinary. Going. That's a beautiful shot by Douglas as he got into the inside. Glanced it down the leg side. It was a diving attempt by wicketkeeper Wilson out of his reach. And it goes to the boundary for 4. Once again, you have an offside field set. McGowan needs to get that line right. Has no protection down here in fine leg. None at all. So he has to get that line right. They're trusting and believing that he's going to get over it on the offside to bring the slips into play. But if you allow Chris Douglas, and one thing with his footwork, you see him moving in the crease, get on the inside, and just help the ball along. And that's what it's a glance. Chris is not conventional when he is at the crease. He will move around a bit. McGowan. Once again, he's trying to get on the inside. Let's play it short to, let's see, the middle one where Zari painted the reserve. The last time I believe the cup match was down here, he was playing as a Colt. Zari painter.
Yes, he was. That's right, he was. Yeah, he had broken into the team.
Yep. We didn't get to see him bowl that cup match.
No, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah. Good spinner.
Yeah, he's coming.
He's coming.
Yeah.
You expect him very soon.
Oh, yeah.
That one's a bouncer.
Yeah. Good bouncer as well.
Yeah, bouncer pitched on the leg stump.
In the final trial, Zari scored, I think he got 50 or did he get 50?
Yeah, it opened up the innings too.
He batted really, really well. He batted really, really well. Phenomenal knock.
Well, 9 overs have been completed here at Wellington Oval. The score is 46 without loss. Terran Frey on 16, Chris Douglas on 24. You listen to the 2019 Cup Match Classic with the voice of summer on Channel 82 and Hot 107.5.
From January through April 2019, 48 HSBC teams volunteered to address the issue of hunger and food insecurity through meal preparation, serving, and grocery hamper distribution from the Eliza Doolittle Charities Food Bank. 78% of HSBC colleagues participated in the program, committing 1,128 volunteer hours to the project this year to date. The result is that a total of 11,097 meals have been distributed to those in our community who are facing hardships. As proud lead sponsor of Cup Match, HSBC Bermuda encourages everyone to remember to help those less fortunate than ourselves during this annual celebration.
So we have Zico Burgess walking back to his mark. He's coming off about 15 to 16 paces right in front of us. Just below. Right arm over the wicket, passing umpire Carrington into Terran Frey. Terran Frey well behind, getting well behind the ball, not allowing any movement. And plays this one in back defense. Burgess bowling to 3 slips, a point, a covers, a mid-off, a mid-on, fine leg, wideish fine leg, and we have a Sealy mid-on. Burgess now, he's into his 5th over, turns at his mark, passes umpire Carrington. And handsomely driven back and well fielded by the bowler. Frey looking to drive this one back, and Zico going ahead and fielding to his own bowling. Muscular physique. Strong. Plays for Bailey's Bay. Burgess turns in. Into Frey. Oh, it's loud appeal. A loud appeal, but umpire Carrington having on the
drifting down leg.
Oh, just going down leg a bit. Just going down leg. Carrington in the Amazon hat. The white Amazon hat. Just Nods it side to side, saying no. Burgess, right arm over the wicket, into Frey. Frey ducking. And it's a good bouncer, a very good bouncer. Right at the body of Frey, and Frey just ducks underneath, allows it to go through to the wicketkeeper, Wilson. Terran Frey, 16. Chris Douglas on 24. Somerset of 46 for no loss. Frey adjusting his helmet. This is going to be the last ball of Seagull Burgess. Over. Right arm over the wicket to Frey. Frey goes on the back foot, tries to cut, get it in between the point and the cover, but it goes straight to the fielder. It's going to be Trady Gibbons, and that with no run, and that is going to be the end of the over. If you're just tuning in, Somerset are 46 without loss. St. George's first innings batting, they scored 297 runs. So, and they declared Somerset now a 46 without loss with Chris Douglas on 24, Terran Frey on 16. And we still have a bumper crowd here down at the Wellington Oval. The colors of red and blue and blue and blue all over. Walking around during the lunchtime and speaking. Everyone is really enjoying themselves. A great day for cricket, a great day of cricket.
It looked like it was going to be roll contact.
So it's been a phenomenal day.
It's grassy, but it's dry.
On the St. George's end, there's been some good batting. Nias Bascom soaring 50. Rodney Bascom 50.
Who?
50 plus, and we had Tamiko Wilson, and we'll give you the rundown as towards the end of the day. At the end of the day's play, we will go ahead and give you a rundown. But right now we have McGowan. Mackay McGowan. He's going to be bowling from the western end, and he's going to be bowling to two slips, a gully, a mid one, a silly middle one, a mid one, a middle off. Covers a point and a square leg. Going into Douglas. Douglas ducking. So body line bouncer, but Douglas goes, walks inside of it. Ducks down, so it goes through to the wicket keep. Tamiko Wilson. On the top end, we have Mr. Knight, who's playing in his first cup match, the umpire. Going back to his mark. He's going to go bowling right arm over the wicket. And handsomely driven right into the fielder, who's going to be Treadwell Gibbons, who's going to be feeding in covers. So Douglas trying to get onto the front foot and driving. Picked up by Treadwell Gibbons in the covers. Left-handed batsman, Chris Douglas. Going to Douglas. Douglas watches this one all the way through, just goes just outside the off stump, but he watches it very closely. This goes through to the wicketkeeper, Tamiko Wilson. So Chris Douglas is the one in the red hat, who's the left-hander. And Terran Frey has the helmet on, and he's at the non-striker's end. And they have a partnership right now of 46. McGowan into Douglas. Douglas off the back foot, turns his one, tries to turn it around the corner, tries to get a single, but as well stopped by Painter, who's feeling close in. With the helmet on in the silly mid-on position. McGowan. Back to his mark. Douglas plays over the top of this one. They're looking to drive, but he plays over the top of it, and it goes through to the wicket keep. Tamika Wilson. .46. Chris Douglas is on 24. Taryn Frey on 16. Score now is 46. Chris Douglas's highest score in cup match is 74. Right arm over the wicket to Douglas. Douglas, ooh, this one just, Douglas pulling the bat back. As he was looking to play, he pulled it back right in time, and it goes through to the wicket keep, Tamika Wilson. And that is the end of the over. That would have been the end of McGowan's 6th over, 3rd over. Would have been his 3rd over. McGowan has bowled 3 overs for 11. Zico Burgess, he bowled 5 overs for 21. And it looks like Justin Pitcher. He's going to be bowling from the eastern end. He's changed ends now. He was bowling from the western end. Now he's going to be bowling from the eastern end, the club end. So there has been, it's going to be trying from this end. So good bowling change there by St. George's. Getting Justin to have a chance to bowl from this end to see if he gets any sort of purchase. So it looks like Justin's going to be bowling to 3 slips. In comes Pitcher to Frey. And Frey turns his one off the pads and goes over to the mid-wicket boundary. It's going to be chased down by Trady Gibbons, and it just goes through for a single. And now Taryn Frey takes his personal total on to 17, which brings Chris Douglas on strike. This one was just turned off the front pad. Beautiful shot all along the ground. And now we see a change in field. And we steal for the Chris Douglas. We have 2 slips. We have a gully. We have a point, a covers, a mid-off. And in this instance, we do not have a mid-on. We have a silly mid-one. And we have a deep square leg and a fine leg. In comes Pitcher to Douglas. Douglas watching this one again. Short arms. Rises the bat way above the head. Let's go through to the wicket keep. Tamika Wilson. Justin Pitcher, right now, he's bowled 3.2. He's given up only 11 runs. Score now, 47 for Somerset. Justin Pitcher. Passes umpire Carrington. Right arm over the wicket. It's driven, handsomely driven. Oh, it's misfielded. Poor misfield to Zico Burgess. He goes down and tries to field it, and it goes right through his legs. And the batsman goes through for an easy one. He was driven long off drive. It goes right through Zico Burgess' legs. So now Douglas goes on to 25, which brings Taryn Frey on strike. Who's on 17. Pitcher turns at his mark. Passes umpire Carrington. Right arm over the wicket to Frey. Frey pushes well forward, and good stop there in the covers by the captain, Lionel Can. Frey was a handsome cover drive. Got well forward, made good contact with the ball. But Lionel Can right there to stop it. Pitcher back at his mark. It's going really well. Right arm over the wicket to Can. Oh, it's a loud appeal. It's a loud appeal. And the umpire, Carrington, has nothing to do with it. It's hit on the front pad. By Carrington feeling that the ball got a little bit of movement. Could have been sliding down towards the leg. And so it's good to see the St. George's players going up. Here comes pitcher. Right arm over the wicket to Frey. Frey watches this one again. Rides in the bat above the head and letting it go through to the wicket keep. Right through to the wicket keep to Wilson. And that is the end of the over. We're at Cup Match 2019 with the voice of summer at 107.5 and channel 82, where Bermuda shines through.
Nora, I can't get over this kitchen.
What about this house? We finally made the leap.
And bought our dream home.
Thanks to a mortgage with HSBC.
And you know what? It was a lot easier than we expected.
In fact, it's as easy as preparing for this housewarming party. First step?
Balloons.
Yes, we wouldn't have a mortgage without them. Actually, the first step is to get pre-approved. Kevin, for a kiss and an extra serving of dessert, can you tell me why it's a good idea to get pre-approved?
I know this.
Time's running out.
Because it lets you shop for a home with a realistic idea of what you can afford, and pre-approved financing makes your offer more attractive to sellers.
Ding, 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 correct. Mwah.
Can I choose my dessert now?
Not so fast. Follow-up question. Can you name the documents you need to get pre-approved? Focus, Kevin. It's in the HSBC step-by-step mortgage guide that's still stuck to the fridge.
Right, we needed this last month. You'll need things like valid ID, pay stubs, or bank statements to verify your income and details of any debt.
The next step is to shop for the property you want and make an offer.
When your offer is accepted, please provide your HSBC personal banker with all the details, including sales and purchase agreements.
There it is. HSBC offers flexible financing. You can finance up to 80% of your mortgage.
Cake. Or not.
Next, choose your mortgage term.
That's how long you take to pay it off.
At HSBC, you can choose a mortgage term of between 10 and 30 years.
Then choose between a fixed or variable rate mortgage.
A fixed rate is locked at the low rate for 5 years. A variable rate fluctuates, rising and falling with the HSBC Bermuda base rate or your partner's loan capacity. Just 40 more, big guy. Want to make early repayments to reduce the amount you owe on a variable rate mortgage? Think of it as doing the dishes before the party to cut down on what you have to wash after.
No problem and no penalty, as long as you provide the bank with 3 months written notice.
All that's missing now are the guests and a slice of cake.
Our home form.
Right. Your mortgage must be accompanied by home insurance that covers the full replacement value of the missing cake.
You mean property?
That too.
I'll get it.
Contact HSBC or visit their website for your copy of the step-by-step mortgage guide. Oh, and help yourself to the appetizers. Hi, guys.
All this construction going on, Linders must be getting ready for Cup Match. They gotta be for Somerset. They look like they're making 2 spots for every one car. Now, where's these Doritos? I need to get up out of here. Well, what do we have heard? You're buying blue, you're buying red. It's got to be that time of year.
Play.
Bermuda, have a safe and happy cup match.
Welcome back to Wellington Oval in St. George, where play is about to resume. The players have been refreshed. The score here is 48 without loss. 48 without loss. Somerset in reply to 297 for 6. 297 for 6. It is a beautiful day down here in St. George's. The crowd is in electric fine form. A bumper crowd on hand here for the first day of Cup match. And as one would expect, and you know that tomorrow would be even bigger. Even bigger. So it's going to be young McGowan. This one goes down the leg side. He's bowling to the left-hander, Chris Douglas. Douglas watches that one go by. It posed no threat to him. And so the umpire, Mr. Knight, calls it wide. So it's now 49 without loss. 49 without loss. 49 without loss. McGowan again, right arm over to the left-hander, Chris Douglas. And this one pitched on the off stump and then moves away from the left-hander, Chris Douglas. Bowling with 3 slips. A cover point, an extra cover, a mid-off, a mid-on. A man at backward of square on the boundary. Looks like Alan Douglas down there. Shadows. Tamiko Wilson, the wicketkeeper, standing back. O.J. Pitcher, first slip. Nias Bascom, second slip. Douglas flashes at that one outside the off stump, moving away. Third slip, Rodney Trott. At point we see. I believe that's Burgess. On the covers is Treadwell Gibbons Jr. Mid-off is Justin Pitcher. Silly mid-on, Mackay Simmons. Lionel Can, the captain at mid-wicket. As Mackay McGowan comes in and he bowls to Douglas, and that's a yorker. Just outside the off stump, moving away. As the shadows start to come from the clubhouse side, start to make their way across. Game finishes today at 7:30 and resumes again tomorrow at 10 a.m. sharp. St. George 297 for 6 declared, and in reply 49 without loss posted by Somerset. As drives this one back down the wicket. Chris Douglas. Douglas has 25. Here he comes, right arm over. Three slips, a cover point, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, silly mid-on, and a man on the backward square leg boundary. Any threatening clouds that were here have certainly moved on. Right arm over the wicket. And this one, oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. And he is out. He's run out. Chris Douglas drove that one out to the covers and hustled down, but it was Frey's call. It was Douglas's call.
Douglas call.
And he ran when there was no run there. Frey didn't move. He had concrete in his boots.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to take that chance.
In front.
It was Douglas's call.
Frey got called ball watching.
Yeah.
And he should have been going.
He should have been moving.
The call, he should have ran. He got called ball watching up in the non-striker's end, and it's one of those things that we talked about earlier. It's communication. We thought that
2 minutes ago we talked about them having an understanding with each other.
And so the fielder out there, we're not sure who returned the ball, but they returned it to the wicketkeeper's end, and Chris Douglas didn't make it back in time.
I thought it was Alan Douglas.
And Douglas is out here on the square leg.
Well, he was almost standing next to Frey by the time he turned around.
Yeah. They were standing side by side. And so by the time he got back, the ball, it was an easy run out.
It's an easy run.
And Douglas just kept going. He just kept running right back to the pavilion. Send him right back to the shower.
They'll talk about it afterwards, but Frey would admit once he sees the replay, once he sees everything, they would.
That was definitely.
And Treddy Gibbons.
Treadwell Gibbons was out there in the covers.
That's who it was.
And a great return throw by Gibbons
Gibbons
to the wicketkeeper, Tamiko Wilson. And
let's see if our guys downstairs can get a replay of that last play, just to see where the ball was hit and to see the call, because I think that's very important to if he had notified or he may not even heard the call, but sometimes that can happen also. But for our vantage point, which we are quite a ways away, it looked like Frey was ball watching.
Right.
Yeah.
When the call was made.
He was looking at where it was.
Yeah.
So the new batsman in at number 3 is Dion Stubble. Dion Stubble in at number 3. And Dion Stubble in at number 3 to join Terran Frey, who's on 17. And so it's pitcher. Throws this one, and Frey pushes it out into the covers. And they go through for a comfortable single. So Frey's on 18, and Somerset now have 50 for 1. 50 for 1. This will bring up Dion Stubble, the right-hander. 50 for 1. Again, right arm over the wicket, pitcher to Stubble. And Stubble turns this one very nicely off his pads down toward fine leg. They go through for 1, they think of the second, they go through for the second, and it's returned in time. Good return throw nonetheless. They do make it through safely. McGowan down there on the long leg boundary. So Stubble has 2, and it's 52 for 1. 52 for 1 for Somerset in reply to St. George, 297 for 6 declared. Justin pitcher, right arm over. This one goes through to the wicket keep.
Just looking at Chris Douglas, 25 today. He came into the match in 38th place all time in the most runs at Cup match at 436. He's now up to 461. He's now in 34th place He's overtaken Eamon Hunt, 442. Wellington Smith, 444. Nigel Hazel, 449. And Clarence Smith, 457.
This one he drives on the onside.
Just ahead of him, the likes of Campbell Simons and Woodgate Simmons.
Jordan's mother there.
Okay.
That's the end of the over.
Well, guys, it's approximately another hour and a half, 90 minutes to the end of day's play. Let's think of what Somerset will be looking to do. We're talking about St. George with their strategy. What would be Somerset trying to do?
Complete opposite. They don't have to be in.
No, and you know what? They don't have to win, and there's no rush in their game. But also at the same time, you want to make sure that you put runs up on the board. So of course they're going to be throw caution to the wind for a little bit. You know, rebuild, get a partnership going, and do the exact same thing that St. George's did. Now, before you leave tonight, maybe Somerset might just say, you know what? If we get 100. You know, within the next hour, if we get 100,
another hour and a half.
Yeah, another hour and a half. You know, if we get 120, we're in good stead, because maybe, you know, tomorrow we might just push on a little bit more. So that's basically it. But St. George's have to get 2 more wickets. They have to get 2 more wickets
at least
to get into that middle order before the day's end.
At least.
So that's going to be very important for St. George's. If they had to go ahead and set goals, of course, one, we want to get as many wickets as we possibly can before the day's end. Least, we need to get into their middle order. We have to get into their middle order. And to keep the runs down as less as possible, because if we do turn around and push on a little bit, it gives us enough time to bowl them out.
It's 52 for 1, and it is McGowan bowling. Right arm over the wicket to the right-hander, Frey. Frey comes forward, pushes this one out to point. There's no run there.
Just looking at these 2 players, these are your captains in the different formats for Bermuda.
That's right.
Terran Frey and Dion Stubble. One's the captain of the 2020 format. The other one's the captain for the 50 format.
Ooh. Shorter delivery, and popped up, hit Frey on the finger as he turned it around to backward of square. Picture of the fields.
I think that's the second ball we've seen now. One at each end, one to Chris Douglas. Came off a good length.
And remember, remembering that his action, McGowan's action is very unique. And he's a tall fella, so he might be able to get it to just lift up off a good length. Just a unique action.
Once again, you can follow us on Instagram. Any questions for the guys? We're going to see if we can answer. Sean's got all the answers. Take a good guess at it.
Oh, look at that. This one comes off the shoulder of the bat, pops out towards deep gully, but there was no one there closer. He was reaching forward, too far forward.
Just looking at the point fielder, Sean.
Yeah.
And then Douglas there, I think he's back a bit too deep, isn't it?
Yeah.
No man's land.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking right now. No.
Purpose out there.
My thing is, when you're looking for wickets, you're not trying to, actually, he's being back there. You're not trying to actually, you're not worried about the 4 runs, are you?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
He starts his run. Frey was not ready. So he has to go and start again. 2 balls to go in this over. This one is forward. Pushes this one out. Cuts it, really. Back on point. Through there by Douglas. 54 for 1. 54 for 1 in reply to 297 for 6. Declared. 50,000, George. And again. Outside the off stump. It was called wide by the umpire.
In this format, if the umpire calls wide, it's wide.
Got to be wide.
Pretty lenient.
In open cricket like
cricket, yep.
Not like one day, anything down the leg side is automatically wide. But in open cricket like this, if it's wide. But some of these wides, like he and what Zico Burgess was doing, it was like it's on the other wicket.
He should be penalized a little extra. What do you think?
I tell you, super wide. McGowan, he's wrapped on the pair. No, it comes forward. It hits him in the back. Sorry. And that's the end of the over. So it's been 15 overs. The score is 55 for 1 in 15 overs. At the wicket, Dion Stovall has 3. Terran Frey has 19. 55 for 1 in reply to 297 for 6. And that's the end of the 15 overs. You are listening and you're watching Cup Match 2019 live from Wellington Oval with the voice of summer on Channel 82 where Bermuda shines through and Hot 107.5.
All this construction going on, Linders must be getting ready for Cup Match. They gotta be for Somerset. They look like they're making 2 spots for everyone. Go! Now, where's these Doritos? I need to get up out of here. Well, what do we have heard? You're buying blue, you're buying red. It's gotta be that time of year. Play.
Bermuda, have a safe and happy Cup Match.
Welcome back to Wellington Oval. Score is 55 for 1, but Dion Stovall has just gone off. Looked like he's suffering with a bit of cramp. The coach came out, had a word with him, and he's going off. And it looks like the Colt, L.J. Richardson, is coming to replace Dion Stovall. The LJ will be put to the test right away. He'll be facing deliveries from Justin Pitcher. He's bowled 5 overs. No maidens, none for 15. LJ has been abroad the last year. Been playing his cricket in Cardiff. See him improve year after year, watching him play with the Somerset League team. So now the captain, he's setting a field. He's got 3 slips. Man on the fly, sending it on. Short cover. Get a point. And it off. Trying to put some pressure on the Colt here. Pitcher. This one's just short, going down the leg side. He'll also go through. Keeper Wilson collecting it on the left. 55 for 1. Out batsman Chris Douglas. Run out for 25. But Dion Stubble has retired hurt. Looks like he's suffering with some cramp. Justin pitcher again. Runs in past umpire Carrington. One goes outside the off stump. Richardson lifts his bat up. A very compact player. We talked about compact. He loves to play in the V. Dean. Technique has only improved even more since he's been in the UK last year. Behind the ball, 4 1/4. Having a talk with his father, the coach. A different mindset between son and father. Father was a hard-hitting, no-nonsense man. Pitcher to Richardson. One short, and he drops the bat, allows it to go through. But I tell you, his father used to hit some might. It's not just a rig. Some guys hit 6s. And there's others that it's the mighty.
I'm only assuming his father right now is just as nervous as
and mother. And the siblings too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Good batsman, though. Yeah. Excellent batsman.
As he's trying to apply some pressure. Fields around the bat. One's pitched up and defense. Person that comes to mind when we talk about mighty 6s. Named Jeff too, but Jeff pitcher.
Yeah.
When he's hit the ball. Al James, another one. Another player from the 79 team. When they caught the ball, it was just go get another ball.
Exactly. but you know,
55 for 1. Richardson looking to make with a slower ball, and he's out.
Oh.
He's out. No ball, though. It's a no ball. It's a no ball. It's a no ball. The ball was a slow ball, but it was above the shoulders, and the umpire automatically deemed it a no ball above his waist.
Waist height.
Yep. But the ball was pitched up, it was up over his shoulders.
Yeah,
but once the ball is over his waist,
the
umpire can deem it no ball. So, umpire shows him again. So, a quick celebration from the team.
Yeah.
Very quick.
Good thinking. Good thinking.
And it caught the batsman off guard, obviously.
It did. The slow one.
The slower one.
Yeah.
Caught him off guard. He got in between two minds.
Slow full toss. Good thinking.
But Richardson's still there. Yet to get off the mark. One more for the total. That's the man that's short covered, looking to come up a little closer now, too. He'll be pitching now, going around the wicket to Richardson. Was pitched up, and he allows it to go through. And that's the end of the over. One run of that over, that's no ball. So, good over there by pitcher.
And I believe he's in school.
Yes, in Cardiff.
School in Cardiff.
Yep, in Cardiff. Cardiff.
Pretty much renowned for cricket school.
And I want to believe Terran Frey had went there too.
And is it Terran Frey? Also Stephen Otterbridge, Jacon Ednes. I believe
they're seeing some of the onion juice.
Yeah, they're seeing some. Yeah. They say they really enjoy it. It's a good program. Good setup over there.
Yeah.
It's good to see our cricketers, going across and getting exposed.
I mean, that's if we talk about cricket, we told the good days of the West Indies. That's what our West Indies have to do: go abroad, and get under the screen, but get some good exposure.
Yeah, it's so important. It's so important.
Different atmospheres. I remember you.
Different
wickets. I'm going to Australia.
Yeah.
Many moons ago.
Oh no, we went with Carl Lightbourne.
Yeah.
But I played in England for 2 years. It's a beautiful experience. Beautiful. Good exposure.
McGowan. Continuing from the eastern end, running in hard now. That one is just short of a leg. Frey's on the back foot. He's about 2 point. A lot of people may not remember Kyle Lightbourne. He's our national head coach, our football squad.
Yep.
Very successful Gold Cup campaign. With Bermuda, I won't say on the map, but look everybody up again around the world.
Yeah.
Also played cup match. Also played, yep. Also played cup match. Left arm seamer. That one, Frey allowing it to come into his body. Looked like he may have got a bit of bat drop just in front of the man at ceiling one. Simmons, he's back. Sorry, Painter was here. Some encouragement by Nias Bascom. Bascom coming out of the second slip position. Oliver Pitcher Jr., a.k.a. OJ, a.k.a. Ali. First slip. Going again. This one's going down leg, wrapping on the pad, but no appeal. 56 for 1. The run rate is 3.39. Around the same rate that St. George's was going at. I want to take time out to thank our partnership with Inter-Island Communications. This is our second year broadcasting in partnership with them on Hot 107.5. We'll say good afternoon to the Blakeneys. Shot by...
That's a good shot,
Terran Frey. Shot, Bobo was short outside off stump. Once again, it stood up. Frey
got what it deserved.
And a beautiful cut shot. Beat the man at point. 4 more to him. Push his total now to 23. Also take the opportunity to mention my mate Septimus, who has an album coming out, who's co-produced by Bermuda Soul record label. That is Glenn Blakely. That one's dabbed down into second slip. All the songs were recorded at Mr. Blakely's studio and distributed by V. Powell, which is a subsidiary of VP Records. And that's due to be out, I believe, August 9th. So shout out to my man Septi. Always some positive music. And it's always nice to hear positive music in this day and age.
Yes.
Hear all this others, it's always nice to hear some positive music.
Exactly. Ooh.
That was a wide ball.
Going on to the other wicket as well.
First slip could have caught that with ease.
It's got to get his tight. Got to get his line.
McGowan bit wayward. And I've always said you can be as quick as you want, but if the ball's over there, it's not going to trouble nobody.
And at this point in time right now, you really don't want to waste any balls. You just want to be, keep applying the pressure. Just keep applying the pressure. Keep asking the batsman questions.
McGowan runs it again. This one's down on the pitch on the, and he's out. He's out. Didn't even see him down there. That one was short, pitched on the middle stump. And Frey goes for to hook him, but it was a man down actually. Next forward finally. It was that pitcher.
Justin Pitcher.
Yep, and took a good catch on the boundary. And I don't think even Frey even saw it because.
But he went to hook.
He went to hook, but he looked confident.
Thinking,
But he's walking back to the pavilion, out for 23. So St. George's has captured the second wicket. And McGowan has picked up his first wicket. And sometimes it happens like that as a Bernadine. Exactly. It could be a bad ball, but you can get good wickets off a bad ball.
Takes one ball to get a man out.
And that's a good wicket.
I think at the time, he mistimed it. He just mistimed it and it just ballooned up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we see
Stephen Outerbridge, the veteran, walking to the wicket. And he's actually 9 runs away from 500 runs in the Classic.
Yeah.
Last year, we was hoping that he could get over the hump.
Yeah.
But the big opening partnership. But Somerset has lost their second wicket for 61 runs. And bear in mind, Deon Stubble, he's off.
Yeah, he said he had some cramps.
Cramps, yep. Well, we're not done, but it looked like some cramps. I mean, he was trying to stretch out his hamstring.
Yeah.
He saw it, so.
Cramps.
Be cautious.
Yeah.
And probably, realistically, shut him down for the day. Shut him down for the day. Get some treatment. Tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah.
Unless they need you.
Yeah, one of those things St. George's would be saying, no, we got to get Deon back out there.
We need Deon back out there.
Yeah. We got to get him back out there. Yeah.
But
Go catch.
Stephen Outerbridge debuted in 2004, Dean.
2004, wow.
15th year.
He's been steady.
Yeah, Stephen is a batsman. Every year, it seems like during the league, he starts off a bit slow. And then just when you start to count him out, the little rumblers really play cup match this year. All of a sudden, take a 50. Let me get a little 70. Let me get... And it's amazing how he gets himself in form around the right time.
I got one for the both of you. Who is the only player, or which player has played 23 consecutive cup matches? What player has played 23 consecutive cup matches?
That's a good one.
I'll leave you with that.
That's Sean. That's one for Sean.
Which player?
Stephen Outerbridge? No. 23 consecutive.
Yep.
And is playing now?
No.
Justin Pitcher?
No, not playing.
No, I'm just.
Oh, play. What player?
Justin Pitcher.
I believe he holds the record. He holds the record for 23 consecutive cup matches.
Okay, I'm like a little kid and Kenny still making my candy. That one. Outside the off stump, he's just opened up his face, Richardson. Yet to get off the mark.
One
ready?
Two people, I would guess. Charlie Marshall or Neil
Givens. Neil Givens.
Yeah.
Well done.
I would have been wrong because I had Charlie. No, so bummy. That one is attempting to hook him. Short ball. Doesn't make contact. 61 for 2. Now, Stephen Outerbridge in. Rodney Trott coming on soon.
Possibility. Possibility.
We talked about bowlers who feel they own batsmen. Those two have a good battle year in, year out. Pretty sure in training sessions too. That's pitch to good down the leg side. Doesn't bother the batsman. Pitch, I believe, now is going to go back over the wicket to the right hander. Yes. Umpire Carrington. And the batsman that he's going to change. Go over the wicket.
Richardson has faced
11?
11 balls,
Yeah.
and no runs as yet. So he'll be anxious to get over the mark.
Pitcher now. Someone's pitched up and wrapped him on his pad, going down leg. Once again, umpire Carrington shaking his head. And now it's telling him it's going down, went down leg. One thing about Mr. Carrington, when he makes a decision very quickly, he lets you know.
Oh yeah, we have some passionate fans right next to us.
Yes.
And every time the ball hits the pad, you hear the women shout out, "That's it." Yeah. That's the passion here at the ground.
Justin pitcher. Slower ball wrapping on the pad. Once again, go down leg. That time, Richardson played over the ball. Oh, that's the end of the over. Made it over there. Made it over. The score is 61 for 2 here at Wellington Oval. In batsman Stephen Outerbridge yet to face the ball. And L.J. Richardson has faced 13 yet to get off the mark. 61 for 2. You listen to the voice of summer here at the Cup Match Classic at Wellington Oval on Channel 82 and Hot 107.5.
I was the poster child of health. I exercised, I ate fruits and vegetables, and went to bed early. I was convinced that I was throwing away my money paying health insurance every month. Then I had a bike accident and things changed. Thankfully, everything was covered by my insurance. I was one of the lucky ones. Some of my boys don't even have insurance.
Imagine a Bermuda where every person has access to the care they need when they need it most. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back to Wellington Oval. Wellington Oval, the score is 61 for 2. And it's going to be, is that McGowan bowling from the northern end?
Now we're going to have McGowan bowling to Stephen Outerbridge, who's going to be batting here at the eastern end. And McGowan's going to be passing umpire Knight. Right arm over the wicket to Outerbridge. Outerbridge, watch this one go down the leg side and is collected there cleanly by wicketkeeper Wilson. McGowan bowling to 2 slips, a gully, a point, a cover, mid off, a mid one, a silly mid one, and also a deep square leg. McGowan goes back to his mark.
Just reminding our listeners that Cup Match is an open cricket format, so there have been people asking questions about the format of Cup Match. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes. McGowan, right arm over the wicket to Outerbridge. Outerbridge gets well, stands up tall to defend his ball. Sort of chest height, and he pushes it back down into the wicket. He gets well behind it. Outerbridge, left-handed batsman all the way from Bayliss Bay. He's played in 15 Cup matches.
Yep.
Still going strong. Still going strong. Here comes well, going around the wicket now to Outerbridge. Outerbridge gets well forward, drives this one right back to the bowler, and is picked up by the bowler. And Outerbridge known, everyone knows Stephen, he's got a very, very sound technique, extremely knowledgeable about the game, captain up at Bayliss Bay, been on many committees, but his knowledge of the game goes so in depth. He analyzes, he's a great analysis of this game. And, a great left-handed batsman. In comes McGowan around the wicket to Outerbridge. Outerbridge watches this one, drops his bat. All right, lowers his bat, lets it go through to the wicket keep. Wilson. Right Now, if you're just tuning in, it's 61. Somerset are 61 for the loss of 2. St. George's in their first innings, 297.
It's cup match, I'm telling you. The sights and sounds you see a cup match.
McGowan to Otterbridge. Otterbridge driving, what a beautiful shot. Not a man move, not a man move. That's a beautiful shot, but beautiful off drive. It goes over the top of the mid-off fielder and all the way to the boundary where you see the scoreboard, and it goes for 4 runs. So Stephen Otterbridge now, he's off the mark with 4.
Otterbridge also coming in this match in 14th place, the best batting average, 32.73, just ahead. We mentioned him earlier, the oldest living St. George's Cup match player, Sam Painter, with 32.09, and just behind Chris Douglas, 33.54.
Amazing stats. Amazing stats. And now we look. It seems that the medical team has to come onto the field because
cramp again.
It's either cramp or something.
Yeah, he's stretching
to retrieve the ball.
He's stretching too.
So he's stretching as well. And we're trying to identify who the field is. Yes, it's Zico Burgess.
Zico Burgess.
Zico Burgess is looked like he's pulled up on cramp and he is trying to turn and retrieve the ball.
That's just something, and I'll talk about it with even players like Treadwell Gibbons and the guys who, even Chris Douglas, guys haven't played much cricket. Because of the formats that have been played prior to Cup match, a lot of weekend matches have not gone on long. A lot of these guys haven't been out in this sun all day for that extended period of time, giving this much energy. And I was wondering how these players are going to hold up to play this open format with the heat that we have the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. I think
it takes a toll on the players.
And it will take a toll. And I'm hoping that the physios would have actually sat down with the players, spoken to the players about hydration.
Yes.
Spoken to the players about, getting in the right types of foods while being actually out in this heat.
Yeah.
And I would have thought, so I'm hoping that conversation would have actually gone ahead and taken place.
Yep. So we see the reserve that's on in this place. Bascom.
Yes. Here comes McGowan. And again, Otterbeer is trying to drive, but it goes on to the onside, and it's have a throw there by Treadwell Gibbons, who's on the mid one, and that is the end of the over. So we have Stephen Otterbeer on 4. L.J. Richardson, he hasn't scored as yet. He's the in the blue cap, in the blue helmet, in the 9 strikers in. He hasn't scored a run as yet. Terran Frey was the last out. He was caught by Justin Pitcher down on the fine leg boundary with a mistimed cue shot, looking to pull. And he was out for 23. Dion Stubble is off the field. He's getting medical treatment. We believe that he has cramps. So right now, Justin Pitcher, he's in now into his 8th over. And he's going for 16 runs so far. He's got 1 made in for 16 runs. He doesn't have any wickets as yet.
Let's remind our audience of the time format of Cup Match. Cup Match is an open format, 2 innings, open format. The match starts at 10 a.m. Both days. We'll come back to that again. We never get a chance.
And here we go. It's a beautiful shot. He's got off the mark with the 4. L.J. Richardson, the Colt, has got off the mark with the 4. Looking to drive straight. Catches the inside edge. Goes all the way to the mid-wicket boundary for 4 on the onside.
And it's 69 for 2 now.
And it's 69 for 2.
All right, so I'm going to get this out.
Okay, go ahead.
Game starts at 10, and lunch is, and then the drinks breaks at 11 and 12, and then lunch is at 12:50 to 1:30. I'll come back to that.
Oh, he goes,
okay.
Oh, that's a biggie.
Okay.
Oh, that's a biggie.
Okay.
Lovely.
Okay.
L.J. Richardson has actually skipped on the wicket and taken Justin Pitcher towards the clubhouse for a huge 6. And now he takes his total on to 10. And now Somerset are 75 for the loss of 2. And it just looks like someone has been unleashed.
I say I would look at the first 13 balls.
I've never seen this young man bet, but he bets like his daddy.
Well.
Yeah, here comes pitcher into Richardson. Slower one. Richardson gets foul forward and doesn't allow any sort of movement, but he's played 2 shots.
Good thinking from pitcher too, though.
And pitcher now has decided to go over the wicket. He's still bowling to 2 slips, a gully, a point, a covers, a mid off, a mid one, and a backward square leg on the boundary, and a silly mid one. In comes pitcher, right arm over the wicket. And this one just goes above the stumps, just above the bails. Goes all the way through to Wilson. Good ball coming back off the seam. And Richardson just watches that one just ride right through. And a good bit of watching by the batsman. So 75 for the loss of 2. St. George's first innings total was 297. Pitcher turns at his mark. Passes umpire Carrington. Right arm over the wicket to Richardson. Richardson looking to work this one towards the mid-wicket area. Mistimes, it hits his pad. The ball's going down the leg side. Half-hearted appeal by the fielders. And no chance of a run. Justin Pitcher into his 8th over. Passes umpire Carrington into L.J. Richardson. Richardson watches this one, short arms, lets it go through to the wicketkeeper Wilson, and that is the end of the over.
All right, Sean. Quick, Sean.
So, after lunch, and this is for both days. After lunch, the second session begins at 1:30, and it goes through till 4:20. Which is the tea break. But in between there, you have one, starts at 1:30, there's a water break at 2:30 and 3:30. Goes through till 4:20. Tea is from 4:20 to 4:40. Then at 4:40, the final session, which is what we're in now, goes from 4:40 today, goes through till 7:30. So stumps are drawn today at 7:30. There's a drink break at 5:40, and then at 6:40. So there will be another drink break at 6:40, which is in another 5 minutes' time. There's the last drinks break up today. Tomorrow, it'll be the same. However, the last drink break will be taken at 6:30, and then at 6:30, we will have the 20 overs introduced. 20 overs will be introduced. But throughout that, there's no restrictions on the overs, no restrictions on the bowlers. It's a completely open cricket format.
Yes.
So that's a question that came to us via our Instagram, which is at Voice of Summer BDA.
Yep. And if you notice the field, especially in limited cricket, into the over cricket or 2020, you'll see markings around the field, an inner circle, the 30-yard circumference around the wicket. You get none of that. You also get markings on either side of the stumps for the umpires for balls going a little bit wide, for them to give them a guide.
Yes.
You will see none of those markings.
That's right, and then you have the power plays.
Yes.
No, you have 3 power plays.
None of that.
A nice basket going to be bowling from the west end into Otterbridge. Otterbridge trying to go on the back foot and cut, but mistimes it, miscues it, and goes right into the ground, and is picked up by the silly mid-on fielder, who's going to be Mackay Simmons. So a nice basket now. He's coming into his first over. He's going to be bowling from the western end. He has 1 slip. He has a gully. He has a point. It looks to be he's going to have an extra cover. He's going to have a cover, mid-off, mid-on, and a deep mid-wicket. Bascom, right arm over the wicket to Otterbridge. Otterbridge cover drives it, and well fielded there by the captain, Lionel Can, who's in his favorite known position and fielding at covers. Bascom turns, right arm over the wicket to Otterbridge. Otterbridge watches this one, not collected cleanly by the keeper. Watches this one go cross him. Otterbridge, a sort of batsman he plays within his strengths. Early on in his innings, very disciplined. In comes Bascom into Otterbridge. Otterbridge getting well forward, playing this one right in front of him. No chance of a single. Otterbridge now, he's on 4. On striker, L.J. Richardson, the Colt, he's on 10. And here comes Onias Bascom. Right arm over the wicket to, and a loud appeal. And umpire Knight had nothing to do with it. I think it was appeal for a caught behind by the keeper, Tamiko Wilson. But Knight having nothing to do with it. So it was good on the leg side, and Wilson went ahead and took it cleanly, but might have came off his pad. In comes Bascom to Otterbridge, right arm over the wicket. Again, good ball, good delivery, just back a bit, and Otterbridge getting well forward, not trying to give Bascom any sort of leeway or getting any room. And now we have the umpires waving on the water boys to come on and to refresh the players.
So
we have a water break now.
Yeah, water break now. It's 75 for 2 here at Wellington Oval. 75 for 2 in reply to 297 for 6 declared, posted by St. George. And in reply, Somerset at the last water break of the day, 75 for 2. At the wicket is the Colt, L.J. Richardson, who has 10, and Stephen Outerbridge, who has 4. You are a part of Cup Match 2019, live from Wellington Oval, right here on Channel 82, where Bermuda shines through, and Hot 107.5 with the voice of summer.
For the 13th consecutive year, HSBC Bermuda is the lead sponsor of Cup Match. And while HSBC's sponsorship is one that the bank's employees are particularly proud of, it is just one of the many community activities which HSBC supports, providing after-school homework help, addressing food insecurity through meal preparation and serving, spending quality time with the elderly, gift wrapping for Toys for Tots, and restoring Cooper's Island Nature Reserve are only some of the ways HSBC teams continue to volunteer within our community. HSBC is proud to be part of Cup Match and this important Bermudian cultural celebration.
Box, cloud DVR storage, more local channels on every device in your home. Get more with FiberWire TV.
What does LBW stand for in cricket?
Something over, bowl over, LBW. Over the line, elbow.
You are perfectly close.
I am not really, I know all the logistics and terminologies of cricket, but I do enjoy the game. When it's in St. George's, I enjoy meeting my friends from Somerset that come in on the ferry. I enjoy hosting them as they enjoy hosting me when it's in Somerset. So that's what I enjoy about Cup Match. It's not necessarily, and of course, you know, rooting for St. George's to win.
There you have it, folks. She may not know what LBW means, but it's a reason for the season, and that's family.
Welcome back to Wellington Oval. Beautiful day here as the shadows are casting themselves across this field. The field is in immaculate condition. It really is in immaculate condition, and the management and staff of St. George's Cricket Club deserve a tremendous amount of credit for staging a first-class event here today, and I know that tomorrow will only get better. It's going to be Rodney Trott to come into the attack now. Trott will be bowling from the southern end, directly below our sports microphone. East and west, I don't know. I'll bring a compass tomorrow.
That's too young one today.
The app on my phone is not telling me correctly. Correct. Rodney Trott, right arm over. And this one, he spins outside the off stump, and L.J. Richardson watches it go by.
I never read North Shore and South Shore is.
North Shore's over that way.
What's this?
Yeah. This one is pushed out toward, except for commercials, every 3 overs. This one is pushed down to long off. It's fielded down here by Bascom, the reserve. And they go through for 1. 76 for 2 now. This brings up Stephen Otterbridge, the left-hander. There's Rodney Trott now. Right arm around the wicket. And Otterbridge drives this one. Right at Mackay Simmons.
Right.
Fielding there.
All right, Cap. Somebody else take this helmet.
Yeah, I'm going to take us a few paces back. Trott, right arm around. This one, he sweeps around toward long legs, being chased by Anias Bascom, who will pick it up in front of the long leg boundary and return it to the wicketkeeper's end. They'll go through for 2 very comfortably. And so that's 2 more for Stephen Otterbridge. He moves on to 6. And Somerset move on to 78 for 2. 78 for 2. 78.
Yes.
And Otterbridge moves forward defensively. Stephen Otterbridge approaching the 500 mark in cup match. He's on 497, his overall tally, and he has 6 today. Rodney Trott, right arm around. Otterbridge, forward defensively. That's the end of the over. So Stephen Otterbridge, he's on 6 today, but he in cup match in total has 497. He stands as one of the
30th place.
That's 30th place. That's the 30. It's one of the highest all-time run getters in this classic.
The next person in front of him is Lee Rayner from St. George's with 515.
515.
We have Warren Simmons, 524. Lloyd Simmons, 524. Fred Darrow, 532. And Andre Documentus, 537.
Yes, yes.
Joe Bailey, 538. Yeah. O.J. Pitcher, 560. So, Stephen Otterbridge approaches that mark, milestone. It's going to be Onias Bascom to bowl from the opposite end.
You know what I like to do a study on? The batsmen that bat in a certain order to see exactly if he's a number 3 bat, where does he fit into that category? How many number 3 bats are actually in there?
This one, outside the off stump.
So top order batsmen, looking at the run scoring, how many number 3 bats are up there? Or how many opening bats do you actually see in that top order?
Got you.
Like a number 1 bat or a number 2 bat.
I'm going to go down the names in a minute, and we could pull out a few.
Oh, another
And Richardson lost that one right down to the long on boundary, and it's 4 runs. 4 runs. 4 runs.
And it looks like maybe even. I'm going to say maybe even.
So Richardson moves on to 15, and the score is now 82 for 2. So we've been talking about trying to figure out how, what direction this wicket runs in, but we'll come back to that in 1 second. This one, Bernews Baskin pitches outside the off stump, and Richardson watches it go by. But the answer is quite easy, because if you look over there, you see the sun. The sun sets in the west. So if it's going down over there, that's got to be the west. That's got to be the east. That's got to be the south. And it's north, so it runs north and south. That's south. That's the north. Sun sets in the west.
Okay.
Am I right or am I right?
Yeah, that logic.
Right. That's logical.
That's common sense.
Feel better now?
I do.
Do you have a boat?
As long as I can see.
Just in case.
I'm good. L.J. Richardson turns this one he sweeps it right around to the square leg boundary for 4.
This young man is showing strokes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He pulled that one. Yeah. It was outside. It was right on his off stump. Yeah. And he pulled it around to the square leg boundary for 4.
Good eyes.
Yeah. How old is he?
Let's say 18, 19. Yeah. Look at the profile. Oops, going over the top. That's more runs.
Going to be big hit. That's 6 runs right over the long off boundary. 20. Big hit right over the long off boundary.
He did it with ease.
And he moves on to 25. Moves on to 25, this young man. He's a Colt in this match.
Just think the first 13 balls. 5.
Yep.
All right, Dean, I'll give you the top 5 run getters in cup match. Tell me who's a number 3 batsman out of these top 5. Gennaro Tucker, as we know. Charles Marshall. Lionel Cann. Wendell Smith. Clay Smith. Go down some more. The late Lloyd James. Edward Swington. Bill Gibbons.
Albert Steeds before him.
I'm sorry, Albert Steed after Lloyd James. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Down in number 10, Elmer Hunt. Number 11, Sheridan Rayner. Eldon Rayner. Rupert Scotland. Arnold Mendes. That's another number 3. Clevie Wade. John Tucker. Colin Blades. Glenn Blake. Oh, Bobby Simons before Glenn Blake.
Rodney Trott now. Right arm around the wicket. And out of bridge, forward defensively, bat and pad together, very correctly. Right arm around. And this one comes off his pads, and they hustle through quickly for a single, as L.J. Richardson makes it through in time. So that's a leg by. That's a leg by. And so the score moves on to 93. We have how many extras now?
11.
We have 11 extras. one. He pushes out to point. They think of a run, but decide against it. 40 minutes to go in play today. .93 for 2 as Rodney Trott is now bowling right arm over the wicket to the right-hander Richardson. And Richardson pulls this one up. Beautiful stroke. Outside the off stump and pulls that one right through mid-wicket for 4.
So young eyes.
It's very strong. On the onside, he is extremely strong. Yeah,
hits the ball hard.
Yeah, he does. Very hard.
I wonder where he got that
Times
from.
the ball very well.
He does.
Good eyes.
Very good eyes, yeah.
20 years old, plays in the league for Somerset. Grew up right on the field almost, huh?
He actually had a solid knock last week for the trial, I believe about 40 odd.
One more to Richardson. He moves on to 20 to 30, and Somerset advanced to 98 for 2. 98 for the loss of 2, and 30 for Al.J. Richardson. This brings up Stephen Outerbridge. Right arm around. And Outerbridge is wrapped on the pad. There's a half-hearted appeal.
And we know with Stephen, his profile is he's 36. Stephen is 36, and his highest cup match score is 94. 94 is his highest cup match score.
98 for 2 is the score. 30 for Al.J. Richardson. 6 for Stephen Outerbridge. You're at Cup Match 2019 with the voice of summer on Hot 107.5 and Channel 82, where Bermuda shines through.
All this construction going on, Linders must be getting ready for Cup Match. They gotta be for Somerset. They look like they're making 2 spots for every 1 car. Now, where's these Doritos? I need to get up out of here. Well, what do we have heard? You're buying blue, you're buying red. It's gotta be that time of year. Play.
Bermuda, have a safe and happy Cup Match.
One for 14. Richardson's flicking him off his pads. He might be out. He's out.
He's out.
He's out.
Alan Douglas.
Great bit of cricket there.
Alan Douglas, as Richardson flicks him off his pad right to the man on the boundary. That's Alan Douglas. So Somerset has lost the 3rd wicket as Al.J. Richardson out for 30. As Alan Douglas takes a running catch on the mid-wicket boundary. And something I looked up earlier before coming to today's match. Alan Douglas has won the Safe Hands Award 3 times, tied with Gennaro Tucker.
Great fielder.
3 consecutive times. Can that catch make it the 4th? We will see. Dalen Richardson had one earlier in the boundary, in the mid-wicket boundary.
Yep.
But he's taking a catch to dismiss Al.J. Richardson.
He also had Justin Pitcher in the sun.
Yep.
Fine leg boundary off of Farron Frey. Yep. Now we see McGowan coming back on the field as Zari Painter was off.
You mentioned something just now. So, Alan Douglas, one of your best fielders, you want him in the positions to make an effect on the game. So for the ball, for him to see action in that position, what are you telling your bowlers, Dean? I need you bowl short. Because I need that ball going towards my best fielders. Now, if we're looking to get players out, if we're looking to contain them, it's a little bit different. But when we're looking for wickets, we got to look at what the strengths are and what we're bowling at. Now, mind you, that may have been a bad ball for Nias.
You want, what I would say, you want your best players where you might go loose and bowl a bad ball.
That too.
But then you want to go ahead and make sure that your best players, your good players, are also in good catching position. So if I get this one, if I really try to overpitch, or if I try to do something, short or something like that, I've got to make sure.
It's a lot of field we have to cover.
Yeah. You want to make sure that I've got this. I've got my best players in suitable positions, my best fielders.
Greg Mabry coming in.
Night watchman.
Night watchman, exactly, and he's done this many times for Somerset.
You might have to explain night watchman.
Okay, night watchman. So night watchman is normally for a lower order batsman that is only looking to just protect his wicket for the end of the day. We're only looking at about a half an hour to go. As a nice basket to Greg Mabry. And this ball goes, beats the batsman and the wicketkeeper
right
through his legs.
Yeah. And also he's going to protect early order batsmen, or batsmen that would have normally batted 6, 7, 8. So he's coming all the way from down.
Because he would normally bat probably 10 or 11.
Exactly.
So he's one who can be what's the word? He's expendable. They don't need it if he gets out, right? That's the purpose of the night.
Yeah. But
you don't want to put one in your front line.
Right. So you don't want to see anyone like your captain coming into that right now, which will be Jordan. You've got Jordan De Silva, who could have came. You've got Brimmer. Alakai could have came.
Yep.
So what you want to go ahead and do is utilize, and he can bat.
Well,
not saying that he cannot bat.
You watched him as a night batsman.
Yes.
I think he ended up with 50.
I mean the thing with Greg.
Yes.
And the thing with Greg, he can bat. He can hold up his hand.
He opens the innings.
That's right. He's holding up his hand. So it's a good strategy there by Somerset as well. A good piece of strategy because you're only looking at about a half an hour left to play.
Somerset 103 for 3. And Dean, I think we've been pretty spot on with our predictions. We said St. George's would need to get at least 3.
Yes.
To bring the night watchman into play, and that's what's happened.
Yes.
At least 3.
Yeah. And now it needs. What's going to be? We'll talk about it in a minute.
Ask him to Outerbridge. Outerbridge is 1-6. 1-6 for quite a while. Still there. Good partnership with Richardson, but it was dominated by Richardson.
And now, just quickly, Jay, just my predictions right now would be Zico Burgess. He's had a bit of a rest, so he should be looking to return before, the end of the game. McGowan now, of course, he just finished bowling, so he's had a bit of rest. So I think right now what Lionel Cairn wants to go ahead and do is to make sure that just before the play ends, that Zico has the opportunity to come in again and see if he could get something.
Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate. These bowlers are medium, fast, whatever you want to call it, with longer run-ups. It's going to take more time. It's going to take up more time. So you're not going to get as many overs in as you would like to.
Yeah.
To get, and we're talking about overs, how many balls the batsman need to face.
But you don't really worry about that because all you want to go ahead and do is he's not going to. You want to get the wicket.
You want to get the wicket.
You want to get him unsettled. Can we get Yorkers in? Can we do this? Can we get a quick wicket? Towards the end of the day, and I think it's very, very important.
I think this time you give multiple bowlers a just.
Yeah, just one over. You could just one over. Yeah, come on.
And I would think whoever has had even Alan Douglas. Yeah. Give one over.
You're trying to buy a wicket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really at this point in time right now.
As we would say.
A cheap wicket. Yeah.
Well, maybe. We face the difference from Rodney Trott. Around the wicket. Nice forward defense. Once again, just watching this fella from a distance, like I told about earlier, how professional he is. It doesn't matter where you need him. You want to bat high, bat low. He's always a team player. He's not gonna rumble. He just takes the job on. I've been looking to apply some more pressure. You already have.
And I really like what Lionel Cairn is doing. Now he's decided to really put two fielders underneath the bat, himself and the former captain, Mackay Simmons, in the right close-up underneath the bat.
So he's really trying to get that wicket. He's really trying to buy a wicket. So that's good captaincy.
Once again, Can being recalled after being absent last year. Trot. This is the one up. Davis driving right into the legs of Can. Through the legs, actually, where pitcher has to collect. 103 for 3. Trot. A little flatter this time. More speed, but into the body of Mabry. Goes with the back foot in defense. Looks like he's batting on the leg stump. This time pitched up, once again on the back. Spin on the onside where Zico Burgess fields. Rodney Trott's in his third over. Conceded 8 runs so far. We hear the encouragement from the fans. This one's played back to Trot again. Doesn't field, but to the man at mid-on. Trevor Gibbons Jr. He's another bowler maybe tomorrow, if not today, maybe tomorrow, you'll see some of his medium pace. A little seamers eye. How's that? You like that? This one's pitched up, and oh, that's a good. I don't know if that's a good leave or there's some good luck. But either way, the ball misses the stump. That's the end of the over. I want to shout out to a good friend of mine, a colleague of mine, retired colleague of mine, Wayne Lattimore.
Yes.
Down in Florida, mechanic. Hope you guys down there, hope you guys enjoying. Happy Emancipation Day to you guys down there. Wish I could be down there. Okay, sort of. I don't think there's no place in the world I'd rather be than right here.
That's right.
At Wellington Oval for a cup match.
That's right.
To be a part of history. 118th Classic. It is something I'll get to tell my daughter for many, many years.
No place better to be. Want to say shout out. Want to give a shout out to Stephanie over there in the UK.
Hey, Stephanie.
Stephanie and Steph. Little rider here. Running around with his daddy. Beautiful day here at Wellington Oval.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dean. This is an interesting question. How many times has someone been recalled and appointed captain? That's
48 HSBC.
Talk about 118 years. I didn't know keep that record.
You got to go in the archives for that. That's a good one. That's a really, really good one. Probably be the first.
You have to go to researcher for
no,
that.
You'll probably be the first.
But put it this way, probably the first time in modern history.
Yeah,
we haven't
definitely.
seen
Yes,
that before.
definitely.
Not in my lifetime, anyway. Ask him to Outerbridge. Outerbridge just looking to send him off. He's been on 6 for quite a while. It looks like he's gotten the word in from almost a team. Just protect your wicket. Pass him around the wicket. Onto Cutter. $103 for 3. 5 runs off of 14 balls with this partnership. Pass him again. This one's pitched on the leg stump, going down leg. Outerbridge attempting to pull it around the leg side. And that's a leg by. One more for the extras column. So that makes it now 4 leg buys. Yep, 4 leg buys. 1 no ball, 5 buys, 6 buys, for a total of 16 extras. Another ball to Outerbridge. It plays it on the inside. Actually, that's Greg Mabry. 2 left-handers out there now. Mabry bowls right, bats left. Pass comes over the wicket. Allows the ball to go through to the keeper Wilson standing up, and that's the end of the over. Maiden over from Bascom. 104 for 3 here at Wellington Oval. This is the 118th Classic. The voice of summer on channel 82 and Hot 107.5.
48 HSBC teams volunteered to address the issue of hunger and food insecurity through meal preparation, serving, and grocery hamper distribution from the Eliza Doolittle Charities Food Bank.
The focus on the Eliza Doolittle Society, I think, just kind of underscores HSBC's commitment to the community.
This is awesome. So it's not just taking care of our community financially, it's also taking care of our community in volunteering services. I just wish we could do more.
So we're not just a banking, but we're also community helpers.
Oftentimes people see HSBC as just a bank, but we want to show that we're more. We're going out to give and to show our love by serving.
Get ready box, cloud DVR storage, more local channels on every device in your home. Get more with FiberWire TV.
Runny trot, right arm around the wicket to Steven Otterbridge. Watch this one go into the gloves of Tamiko Wilson. This one is just a bit wide, so Otterbridge not looking to play at anything much wide. And we come right arm over the wicket. Trot going to Otterbridge. Otterbridge gets barrel forward, push this one well down in front of him. Dead, soft hands. It goes to Mackay Simmons, who's feeling right up underneath him. He's feeling in the mid-off, silly mid-off position. Trot goes back to his mark. Turns. Passes umpire Carrington. Right arm around the wicket to... Oh, he's bowled! He's bowled! He's bowled! Oh, Trot! Otterbridge has played over the top. Otterbridge has played over the top of this one. And beautiful ball.
Beautiful ball.
And it was of Yorker length. He played over the top of it, and it got right through him. And
guess who?
The off stump is
guess
not
who?
wrong.
Rodney Trott.
That's
right. Stephen Otterbridge.
Had him in his pocket.
And I think it was a bit a lazy shot, but he just got him right underneath him. He went to put the bat down. As he put the bat down, the ball was already going through.
That's right. He knew what to do.
He knew exactly what to do.
Right.
So now St. George's 104. I mean, Somerset are 104 for 4. They got another wicket. And as I said, Jason, St. George's have to pick up 2 wickets within this hour. And now it brings in the captain, which basically off-saddles Somerset just a little bit because, of course, Stephen and Greg Mabry was supposed to be the night watchman, and now it brings in Jordan De Silva, who is the captain of Somerset. So this could be interesting.
Well, there's still about 20 minutes to go.
Still 20 minutes to go.
And that's sometimes when, you know, you want to take the sting, I want to say take the sting of the game, but go in a defensive mode.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. That's right.
Intensity level drops a bit.
Because you're looking to survive.
Just survive. Instead of still attacking, still taking the game to them.
That's right.
You go in this defensive mode.
That's right. So there we see it. Somerset now have lost another wicket, which brings in the captain, Jordan De Silva.
And Stephen's still shy of 500 runs.
Gotta wait another year.
Wow.
At that age, you never know.
You never know. You never know.
So now we have the captain in, who's going to be Jordan De Silva, and right underneath his bat, it's going to be Mackay Simmons. He's going to be feeding Sidney Malone. He's got a slip. He's got a gully. Everyone's basically close in. He's got a cover fielder, mid-off, mid-on. Only one person that's going to, 2 people that are going to be out in mid-wicket and also the extra cover boundary. Trot Bills is one a full toss. And, Jordan De Silva gets forward. De Silva gets forward and punches this one to the cover area. It was picked up by Zico Burgess, who's fielding in covers. Trot.
The Honorable Premier.
Right arm around the wicket to... Oh, that's a beautiful shot by De Silva. Beautiful shot. He takes a huge stride forward and sweeps Rodney Trott all the way to the backward square leg boundary for 4. And he's off the mark with a 4.
Interesting story. The late Lloyd James was not only a former coach, former teacher, but also a mentor to a lot of us growing up.
Oh, most definitely.
And I had the privilege of working with him through the summers, working for him, going fishing with him. And I had us, we talk, obviously we always talk cricket. And he had retired from Cup Match, but he retired on 988 runs. And I had to ask, do you always want to just go back and get 12 runs? I mean, you're so close to 1,000. Wow. Play just one more, just play one more. He said, Jay, one thing about sports, to be successful, you have to love it. And when you start losing that love, nothing else matters.
Right.
And he said he had found the love in golf.
Right.
And if you remember, he ended up going on, I believe, the Singers Tour for a while. And was pretty good at it on the Singers Tour.
Very good at it.
So I always say, Uncle Lloyd, it's 12 runs from 1,000, though.
Yeah. He was very good at it.
That's true. He was awesome.
He was absolutely awesome. Awesome. There comes Alan Douglas now, a new bowler. He's going to be bowling from the western end. He's going to be bowling to Craig Mabry. They've decided to pull off, take the vice captain off. Nice basket and bring on Alan Douglas. So a little bit of turn and Douglas again, off-break bowler, just like Rodney Trott. Tall. Alan Douglas is a tall fella. He's about 6 feet, and he does get some turn. He gets a lot of turn and bounce. Here comes Alan Douglas. Oh, this one is a loud appeal, and ball hits his pad. It's the front pad of Craig Mabry, and just outside the line, and umpire Knight not interested at all. Been some good umpiring today. Excellent umpiring by Mr. Knight and Mr. Carrington. In comes Alan Douglas to Mabry. Mabry goes on the back foot, punches the one towards mid-wicket, and you see Alan Douglas trying to field to his own bowling, but we have Justin Pitcher that comes across very quickly from his mid-on position to come around and get it into the wicket-keeper. Jordan De Silva, captain of Somerset, brings him on strike. He's on 4. Greg Mabry's on 2. Last man out has been Stephen Otterbridge. He was out for 6. Somerset now 109 for the loss of 4. St. George's first innings was 297 for 6. In comes Alan Douglas, right arm over the wicket to Jordan. Jordan De Silva watches this one go through to the wicket keep. Wilson. Douglas now decides to go around the wicket to De Silva. And he's going to be coming right arm around the wicket to De Silva. De Silva getting forward, not looking to play at anything. Plants the foot way down the crease. Watches it go through to the keeper. It's not collected cleanly by Wilson. But no chance of a run. And we see St. George's players getting quickly around.
Yep. Mine is another player that probably still could play today. Retired, I feel, as a fan, a little prematurely, but he said that one of the reasons is losing love. Gennaro Tucker. Tucker has not stopped playing, and it's still...
No, it is true. It is true. It is true.
And he finished up with 1,491 runs.
Yes, he did.
Close to 1,500.
Close to 1,500. That's right.
I guess he's probably feel there's nothing more for him to do.
He's on the coaching staff now, along with Jacun.
And on top of that, his last innings.
Yeah, that was.
It's hard. It's
hard to beat that.
Yeah, it would be just ingrained in my head. It was just a majestical
whole innings.
You know, it was chanceless. You know, and it was just set up for him so right. Here comes Rodney Trott, right arm over. Oh, this one bit off the wicket and took a bit of grip, and it just beat the off stump, beat the batsman, beat the wicket keep. It just beat everybody. And now the umpire, Carrington, was a beautiful ball, and the umpire Carrington, and it was a bye. So that was the ball took some flight, gripped off the wicket, and just absolutely beat everybody. Good bowling there by Rodney Trott. Rodney Trott is going to bowl right arm around the wicket. Bowling to, again, he's bowling to Mabry, not collected cleanly by the wicket keep. Back to his mark, passing umpire Carrington, right arm around the wicket to Mabry. Mabry getting well forward defense. And places one back down to the wicket where Rodney Trott fields to his own bowling. Greg Mabry now on 2. He's had 18 deliveries. And we have the skipper, Jordan De Silva, up at the other end. Somerset 111 for a loss of 4. And this one goes well outside the off stump, collected by the wicket keep, goes through. No chance of a run, as Mabry just watches this one. And here we see Lionel Can getting close in to the batsman on the silly mid-on side. And in comes, again, Trott. Oh, Mabry just plays this one soft hands down to the gully area. 111 for the loss of 4 wickets. We see now Trott back to his mark, turns, right arm around the wicket to Mabry. Mabry watches this one going into the stumps. And we see the excitement of the St. George's fielders as they put their hand on their heads, thinking that the ball just missed the stumps. You're at Cup Match 2019 with the voice of summer, Hot 107.5, Channel 82, where Bermuda shines through.
All this construction going on, Linders must be getting ready for Cup Match. They gotta be for Somerset. They look like they're making 2 spots for everyone, call. Now, where's these Doritos? I need to get up out of here. Well, what do we have heard? You're buying blue, you're buying red. It's gotta be that time of year. Play.
Bermuda, have a safe and happy Cup Match.
Welcome back to Wellington Oval. It's 111 for 4 as this match is in the twilight of the day. It's been a spectacular day of cricket. It's been a spectacular day of Cup Match. And you just couldn't ask for anything better than this. 111 for 4 in reply, 297 for 6 declared. It's Alan Douglas Jr., right arm around the wicket. Douglas again, right arm around. And this one, Jordan De Silva pushes out into the covers. And they go through for, no signal with that. Jordan De Silva again, bat and pair together. Alan Douglas. Pushes this one, Jordan De Silva pushes this one out into the covers. They go through for 1, they go through for a second as it's fielded out there. And that takes the total on to 113. 113 for 4. Silva Forward defensively.
I must say this, Sean, and I've been noticing this, you know, from the looking at the Lionel Can, you know, move in the field, and it says something about his experience. You know, I wanted to commend him, you know, for I'm looking at just been looking at his man management on the field.
It's been missing.
He's done an excellent job.
It's been missing.
Yeah,
even the last few years that he did play,
yes.
I was quite upset at the time. I think I told you in the side conversation. We was watching him field a lot of times out on the boundary.
Yeah.
I said, but the man, he's got that. Get him closer to the game. Get him, bring him in, and you know, because he knows it's been around.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's been around. Yeah. Bring that experience inside.
Yeah. Rodney Trott, right arm around the wicket to the left-hander, Mabry. Mabry watches that one go by outside the off stump. Mabry has 2. $113 for 4 is the score.
Well batted.
Forward defensively.
Good bit of batting there by Mabry.
Yep.
Good bit of batting.
Mabry bats left, bowls right. Rodney Trott, right arm around. And this one outside the off stump.
Good bit of turn as well.
2 balls to go in this over. 113 for the loss of 4 in reply to 297 for 6. Greg Mabry has 2. Jordan De Silva has 6, the non-striker. Rodney Trott, right arm around. And this one goes down the leg side. There's a loud appeal for a catch at the wicket. But Mr. Carrington indicates that it came off of his pad. Ring of fieldsmen almost around Mabry. Wicket keeper's right up on the stumps. OJ pitches at first slip. Nice Bascom at second. And as soon as the silly mid off, we see Mackay Simmons. Silly mid on is Lionel Can. And this one, Mabry, forward defensively. And that's the end of the over.
We see a better turn.
Yeah.
We see a better purchase that Rodney is getting. Is getting a better turn. So this is exciting to see towards the end of the day.
We said in the pitch report, we felt that during the later in the day, the grass it's going to start gripping a little bit more, and I'm starting to see that. Just go back to Lionel Can for a minute, as being recalled and as a captain. I'm hoping now there is something in place for after Lionel, because how long do you want Lionel to come, play? He's at the twilight. It's at the end of his career. Likes of Nias Bascom needs to be picking his brain every minute of the day.
Well, you also get
OJ pitchers back in there.
Yep.
Who knows? He might be willing to take back up the captaincy. But you have some young players down here, and just hoping they pick that experience, because when these experienced players leave, you don't want them to leave with all the wealth of knowledge they have.
And let's not forget Mackay Simmons.
Yes, Mackay.
Yeah, Mackay. Yeah, he could come back.
Right.
He's had the experience. And he'll be picking his back. You got Rodney Trott.
Right, captain before.
That's right.
So we see now Justin Pitcher, right arm over the wicket, another potential captain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Turns this one on the onside.
Oh, that's a good effort.
Good effort by
McGowan.
Oh, yeah.
His Lord, Charles was.
I think Cousin Boo will be very proud of that stuff. Good effort.
Good job there. So that's 2. De Silva has 8. Greg Mabry has 2. It's 115 for 4, the score. Jordan lays this one back down the wicket. Fields to his own bird. No, it's fielded out there by, is that Gibbons?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like Gibbons, yeah.
Out there in the country.
Yep.
May get one more in after this.
Maybe. Justin pitcher, right arm over the wicket. And he delivers. Good ball. And they don't run with that. 3 men in the slips. There's a backward gully. There's a point, cover point, an extra cover, a silly mid-on. And again, right arm over the wicket. Justin pitcher comes in and bowls to Jordan De Silva. And Jordan drives at that one, gets the outside edge of the bat, and gets down to the slips, where it's cut off there by
Douglas.
Alan Douglas Jr., who appears to hurt his arm. Looks like he'll be okay. Wearing a band around his elbows.
Yeah, guys are using them for sliding protection.
And he comes again. Right arm over the wicket. This one goes down the leg side. And it gets away from Wilson, the wicket keep, and goes through to the fine leg boundary for 4 byes.
And that's me, guys.
Wilson's had a long day.
That looks like that's the end of the day.
Yep.
The end of day 1. And the end of day 1 of Cup Match 2019.
All right. And our first day.
Score here at Wellington Oval. At the end of the first day's play, St. George with 297 for 6. And in reply, Somerset are 119 for 4. 119 for 4 in 33 overs. 119 for 4 in 33 overs. Well, this will give us an opportunity to let you know the state of play as it stands now at the end of the day. So this morning, Somerset won the toss, and they decided to send St. George in to bat. St. George opened up with Treadwell Gibbons Jr. and Rodney Trott, and the scorecard reads as follows. Treadwell Gibbons batted for 9 minutes. He faced 7 deliveries. He was out, caught and bowled by Malachi Jones for 3. Rodney Trott batted for 186 minutes. He faced 131 deliveries. He hit 11 fours and before he was caught by Chris Douglas off the bowling of Dion Stovall for 68. Tamiko Wilson, the wicket-keep, was in for 194 minutes. He faced 131 deliveries. He was caught by Chris Douglas off the bowling of Malachi Jones for 63. His innings consisted of 7 fours and 1 6. Alan Douglas Jr. Batted for 2 minutes. He faced 5 deliveries. He was caught by Greg Mabry off the bowling of Malachi Jones for 3. Onias Bascom batted for 61 minutes. He faced 48 deliveries. He was caught by the reserve, Dalen Richardson, off the bowling of Derek Brangman for 54. He had 2 4s and 4 6s. Mackay Simmons batted for 93 minutes. He faced 51 deliveries. He was not out on 52, an innings consisting of 3 4s and 4 6s. Lionel Cann, the captain, batted for 17 minutes. He faced 16 deliveries. He was caught by Stephen Bremer Jr., the wicketkeeper, off the bowling of Derek Brangman for 5. And Justin Pitcher batted for 21 minutes. He faced 13 deliveries. He was not out on 28, an inning consisting of 4 sixes. We had 3 no balls, 14 byes, 4 leg byes, a total of 21 extras for a grand total for St. George of 297 for 6, declared in 66.3 overs. The fall of wickets, the first was Treadwell Gibbons, who fell on 7. Second was Rodney Trott, who fell on 145. The third was Alan Douglas Jr., who fell when the score was 148. The fourth was Tamiko Wilson, who fell when the score was 156. The fifth, Onias Bascom, fell when the score was 221. Excuse me. And the sixth was Lionel Can, who fell when the score was on 249. Jason, you want to give us the bowling analysis, please?
Greg Mabry, 11 overs, no maidens, none for 46. Malachi Jones, 15 overs, 3 maidens, 3 for 49. He was the pick of the Somerset bowlers. Crazy James, 10 overs, no maidens, none for 54. Jordan De Silva, 4.3 overs, 1 maiden, none for 25. Dion Stubble, 15 overs, no maidens, 1 for 57. Derek Brengman, 11 overs, 3 maidens, 2 for 48.
Okay, and so now we're going to give you Somerset's innings. Somerset opened up with Chris Douglas and Taryn Frey. Chris Douglas batted for 67 minutes. He faced 45 deliveries before he was run out. A wonderful throw from Treadwell Gibbons Jr. For 25. An innings consisting of 3 fours and 1 6. Taryn Frey batted for 91 minutes. He faced 45 deliveries. He was caught by Justin Pitcher off the bowling of the Colt, Mackay McGowan, for 23. He had 2 fours in his innings. Dion Stubble batted for 9 minutes. He faced 6 deliveries. He retired hurt for 3. He had, he retired hurt for 3. Al J. Richardson, the Colt, batted for 43 minutes. He faced 31 deliveries. He was caught by Alan Douglas Jr., a spectacular catch off the bowling of Onias Bascom for 30, an innings consisting of 4 fours and 2 sixes. Stephen Outerbridge was out-bowled by Rodney Trott for 6. He batted for 45 minutes. He faced 29 deliveries, had 1 4, out for 6. Sorry. Greg Mabry batted for 30 minutes. He faced 27 deliveries. He was not out on 2. And Jordan De Silva, the captain, batted for 16 minutes. He faced 16 deliveries. And he was not out on 8. An innings consisting of 1 4. The fall of wickets, Chris Douglas was the first to go when the score was on 49. Taryn Frey, the second to go when the score is on 61. Al J. Richardson, the Colt, went when the score was on 98. And Stephen Outerbridge was the 4th man out on 104. The bowling analysis, please.
Justin Pitcher, 9 overs, 1 maiden, none for 28. Zico Burgess, 5 overs, 2 maidens, none for 21. Mackay McGowan, the Colt, 7 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 24. Onias Bascom, 4 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 15. Rodney Trott, 6 overs, 3 maidens, 1 for 12. He was the pick of the St. George's bowlers. And Alice Douglas, the third, 2 overs, no maidens, none for 3.
So let's talk about the plans for tomorrow morning. Let's see if we can sum that up. If you were Somerset, first of all, what would your plan be? What you trying to do?
My plan would be basically to go ahead and score. Just keep scoring runs. Just keep batting.
They don't have to win.
They don't have to win.
Going to stay in as long as they can.
But making sure that the score keeps ticking over.
Yeah. You don't want to be dry.
I don't want to be dry. Yeah. Because the thing is, if I got all out and I'm way below the score, then we're going to have problems. But I have to keep the score ticking over as close as I possibly can. And on top of that, they have to bowl me out.
That's right.
They have to get me out. So really and truly, I could just bat on.
The first 2 hours are going to be very, very
extremely important.
Absolutely.
The first 2 hours, because that's going to probably set the tone for the rest of the day.
Exactly. Now, St. George's, I have to get wickets.
Got to get
within
these guys out.
Within the 2 hour span. I have to clean up Somerset as quickly as I possibly can. I'm into their middle order. I have to get Dion Stubble back out on the pitch. I have to get into Somerset, get into their tail order, get them out as quickly as possible, and then I could go ahead and extend my total, and then from there, make a decision, send Somerset back in.
This is what I'm asking for the St. George's bowlers tomorrow. Your opening bowlers, Zico Burgess, Justin Pitcher, and Makai McGowan. You have to get your line right early. Can't be wayward the first 2 hours, because once again, time, even though you got all day, but you want to get those, you want these batsmen played. Somerset does not have to go at those balls at all. So you want to force them to play at every ball if possible. Now, that's impossible realistically, but that the attempt is, I need you guys get on your line as soon as possible.
In theory. In theory.
It's the execution.
No, meaning in theory, St. George's in the first day. All right?
Yes.
History says they play their best cricket. In the second day, can they change gears and go to another level? Does the boys, does all the guys, all the cricketers in there, do they understand that tonight is very important? Do they understand that tomorrow they have to now go to another level with their body to say, let's go out here and let's just give it everything that we have. And that's going to be important, because looking at past history, St. George's, of course, the first day, even par.
Yeah.
The next day they come out within the first hour, within the 2 hours, Somerset say, it's over.
Again comes to mind.
That's going to be important.
Again comes to mind that the George O'Brien 8-wicket haul in the first inning.
Yeah. And then we turn to other bowlers. Can we wrap it up? And they couldn't.
Yeah.
So it's going to be important that St. George's comes out firing at all cylinders tomorrow.
So we are going to, before we go, we're going to wrap up for our television broadcast, and then we're going to talk a little bit more on the radio. But we want to say thank you to the wonderful people at Channel 82. Where Bermuda shines through, we are partnering with Channel 82, Crimson Media, and Gino Productions, who have put on a first-class production here today. They have been broadcasting on Channel 82, and they have done a fantastic job. We are so glad to have been able to partner with them and bring this to you live from Wellington Oval. The compliments have been coming in from all around the globe, talking about the quality of this broadcast, because the television broadcast is also being streamed all around the world. And so anyone that goes on to Bernews.com can watch what everyone at home is able to watch on Channel 82 and listen to right here on Hot 107.5. So to our television audience, we want to say thank you. We will see you bright and early tomorrow. We'll go on the air on Channel 82 and on Bernews.com at 9 o'clock. And on our radio audience, we are going to stay with you for a few moments more, not too much longer, but we just want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching and been with us all day here on Channel 82. And to remind you that you are at Cup Match 2019, and we will see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for day 2 of Cup Match 2019. I'm Sean Tucker here with Jason Ford and Dean Miners, the voice of summer, saying thank you to our television audience, and we'll see you tomorrow. Happy Cup Match.
Cup Match in Bermuda brings the community together, and through its lead sponsorship, HSBC is proud to be a part of this important cultural event. Leading up to the event, we have been pleased to host celebratory activities for our customers at our 4 branches and Compass Point. As well as our now famous Cup Match motorcade. And here at the game, through our sponsorship, we're helping to make possible live TV, radio, and internet coverage. From all of us at HSBC Bermuda, we wish you a happy, healthy, and safe holiday.
4K ready box, cloud DVR storage, more local channels on every device in your home. Get more with FiberWire TV.
All this construction going on, Linders must be getting ready for cup match. They gotta be for Somerset. They look like they're making 2 spots for every one car. Now where's these Doritos? I need to get up out of here. Well, what do we have heard? You're buying blue, you're buying red. It's gotta be that time of year. Play.
Bermuda, have a safe and happy cup match.
Sweet type of love, come give me that sweet type of love. Real type of love, hold me darling.
I love cup match. It's the best holiday of the year. I look forward to it every year. You know, Somerset all day.
Cup match me a fashion show, man. Come out there, kill it, you know what I mean? Sauce, drop, drip. Come on, I mean. Oh. Somerset all day. But if St. George's starts to win, I'm for them, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it real.
What does cup match mean to me? It's an exciting time for me. It's a time when people come together, no matter what race, what color, and represent Somerset. Somerset!
I'm Somerset all the way, born on Cricket Lane, Somerset. Somerset since 1972. Deuces.
I'm from St. George's, all the way. St. George's all day, every day. That's what's up.
Are you ready for it? We all at the ground, yeah. We all in it down, yeah. We up on the story. It's a matter of Juve morning. Everybody coming in. Hey, we ready to go, yeah.